What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hello and welcome. Today we are in my closet where I house my entire makeup collection, and we are going to be doing a declutter. I was going to wait until the end of the year so I could start the next year nice and fresh, but I'm running out of room and I want to be able to pass things along while they're still good. So I am going to make this as quick as possible. I'm not going to spend a lot of time swatching. I will if I'm unsure or need to compare, but this is really just to get rid of things that I know I don't like or won't use, clear out some space, things like that. I'm going to try and do this in one video without it being too terribly long, but I may need to split it into 2, 3, we'll see what happens. Also, please do not ask for any of my makeup. I will not be mailing it, selling it. I have plenty of people in my life I can pass the good stuff on to, and the old expired makeup will be going into the trash. With all of that being said, let's go ahead and get to decluttering. So we are going to start right here on the top of my first drawer unit. This is every single foundation that I have, and it is a lot, y'all. This is a bit ridiculous, but in my defense, I do have some that are no longer a shade match for me. I did get several in like my Ipsy Boxy Charm, things like that. So we're just gonna kind of dive in here and just kind of go for it. I don't really have a rhyme or reason for any of this. So let me go ahead and zoom y'all in just a little bit. And we are going to start right here in this little guy. This has all of my foundations that won't fit up here. So the first one that we have is the Glossier foundation. I will be keeping that one. We have this little one from Makeup Forever. We have my Chantecaille Future Skin that I absolutely love. I don't think there's anything in here I'm getting rid of. We have my Tier, my Dolce & Gabbana Skin Tint. Yeah, these are all going to be safe. I love these. These are newer. I do really enjoy these, but let me kind of move this out of the way. And we're going to jump back to this beast right here. This is out of control. Okay, starting with Lancome, we're going to keep that. We're going to keep Bobbi Brown. We're going to keep Laura Mercier, House Labs, Estee Lauder Double Wear. This one I am on the fence about because it's really not the best shade match for me. It is the lightest one that they have. It is neutral and it's okay. It's not horrible, but I also don't wear this anymore. It is very, very heavy, and I don't really go for a full coverage like this. I do have other full coverage foundations that aren't quite as heavy as this one, but I think for now, I'm going to hold on to this one and maybe revisit it at the end of the year or the next time I do a big declutter. So we're going to hold on to that. MAC is staying. Christian Louboutin is staying, Chanel is staying, Ilia, we've got Fenty, Polite Society, ABH. This is another one that I'm on the fence about because it doesn't work well as like an actual foundation. This truly is a tinted moisturizer. So for me personally, I have found that if I have moisturizer on my skin, this just slips and slides. It never sinks in. It never meshes with my skin and looks awful. But if I use this in place of my moisturizer, it does actually look really beautiful. I don't do that a whole lot, but there's just a few days lately where I just need to throw something on my face, be out the door, kind of wanted to correct a little bit of redness. So I think I'm going to hang on to that one. Of course, my Prada Revealer, Hourglass, that is still very new. My Fenty, I absolutely love that. Clinique Beyond Perfecting Foundation. I think this is one I can actually get rid of. This one I got for free as like a diamond rewards from Ulta. It is a really nice formula, but it is extremely dark on me, and it is a little bit older at this point. Like if you look at the shade, it does not look good on me. You can definitely see a line of demarcation. I can't blend it out very well. This one is going to go. So we have our first declutter. We have my Yensa. I love this Yensa, and let me tell you what, this looks super like gray in here, but this is a really good shade match for me. I don't know why, but it is, and I absolutely love that foundation. Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin, we are keeping. Okay, we are to Urban Decay Hydromaniac, one of my absolute favorite foundations. I do not need both of these. This one is the first one that I ever got. I used to self-tan back when I was like working in the salon every single day, and just I don't know. I used to self-tan. I don't do it anymore, so this one does not match me. I have used quite a bit of it. It's almost empty, so this one will go, but this one, 10 Ultra Fair, like look at the difference. 30 Light, 10 Ultra Fair. I don't know what I was thinking, but this one's going to go. This one is going to hang around. The next one is the Bobbi Brown. So this is another one that it has a chemical SPF in it, so I cannot use it every single day. I can use it like a couple of days and then I have to stop, otherwise my skin will break out. But I do really enjoy this one in the summer on days that I'm going to be outside a lot, so I am going to keep that one. We've got Fenty Eavesdrops, REM, KVD. I think we're going to get close to the ones that I am going to get rid of, because there's this one from One Size. The formula is not bad. It's definitely not made for my skin type. I am very normal. I don't get oily. I don't get super dry. I do get a little bit more dryness in the winter, but I never get oily, and this is definitely made for oily skin. Plus, this is ridiculously yellow. I cannot even color correct it. There's like nothing I can do to make this match my skin, so I am going to get rid of it. I did get it in my BoxyCharm and it just does not match. So sorry, that was an alarm I had going off. All right, let me pull this forward so I can reach. Okay, so this one is the Cover FX Radiant Start Tinted Moisturizer. This one makes me sad because I do really enjoy this formula. It looks beautiful on the skin. It is extremely glowy, but the shade range in this is absolutely atrocious. This is the lightest one that they have, and it is way too dark for me. I cannot make this work at all. I'm just going to do a quick swatch right there so you can see how glowy it is, but it's just so dark on my skin. So it pains me to get rid of it, but I'm going to get rid of this one. I'm not going to get any use out of that. So that one is going bye-bye. The Urban Decay Face Bond. This is the one that everybody and their mother seems to love. Although I will say it's mostly people with oily skin. I haven't seen a whole lot of people with like normal to dry skin or super mature skin really enjoy this one. But I'm going to try this one more time because I do want to see what it's going to do now that it is wildly hot here in Texas. We are way up in the hundreds. We are having heat advisories. The humidity is like 1,000%. It's hot. I know it could be worse, but still. So I do want to try this out and see if it's going to work better in the summer, things like that. So I'm going to try it again. If you don't see it in my next collection, declutter, whatever video, I got rid of it. But for now, you're safe. You are lucky. The CoverGirl Skin Perfector Essence, we are going to keep that. The Makeup Revolution Skin Silk, absolutely love that one. The Wet n Wild Bare Focus Niacinamide Skin Tint, beautiful. The Dior Forever. This is the matte version. This is also the old formulation of it. As you can tell, I loved this. I used to wear this all the freaking time. I used to have more combination skin. I got a little bit more oily in my T-zone. My skin has changed as I've gotten older, so this is old. I don't use it. I got a lot of use out of it, but I am going to get rid of it because it just doesn't work for my skin. I really want to get the glow, or actually what I really want to try is the new stick version of the Dior foundation, but this one's going to go. So let's see. We have my LA Girl Pro Mixing Pigment. The e.l.f. Hydrating CC Cream. This was awful. I hated this so much. It's going. Do not like that one. The MAC Strobe Dewy Skin Tint, still new. Really enjoy that one. The Catrice True Skin Foundation. This one is nice. It is a little neutral for me, but I have figured out a way to balance the tone of this one, so I am going to keep that one as well. We've got the About Face. I'm going to keep that. The Kosas BB Burst is going to stay. the Revlon Color Stay Longwear Makeup. This is the one for combination to oily skin, and I actually really enjoy this one in the summertime here. It holds up better on my skin. I can kind of sway either way because I do have normal skin. Generally, I prefer to go the more dewy route than the more matte route, but sometimes a matte, soft matte foundation does work for me, but I'm going to keep that one. I have two of the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wears. This is one of my absolute favorite Holy Grail drugstore foundations. This is the original one that I had. It is a good shade match for me, but they reformulated it and changed it from 24 hours to 32 hours, and there's not a difference. This one is a little bit better of a shade match, and this one does have a sunscreen in it. There's something about this one, I can wear it more than a couple of days in a row. I can't wear this one exclusively. I will break out, but both really good foundations. There's nothing wrong with either of them. The shade match is perfect. I am going to keep both of those for now, as well as this one from e.l.f. This is the Soft Glam Satin Foundation. I absolutely love this. This one came out earlier this year. One of my favorites of the year so far, and the original one that I got is 14 Fair Cool, and I thought this one was a little bit too dark for me, and it probably is. So I got the next one down, which is 10 Fair Cool, and this one's too light. So if I mix the two of them together, it's a perfect shade match. I don't think I would repurchase both. I would just repurchase this one, but I have them both. We're going to mix it. It's a super affordable foundation. It's like $8, so it's not like I broke the bank repurchasing it. Let's see, we have the Kojin Dough Aqua Foundation. This is a beautiful foundation, very lightweight, good medium coverage, sits well on the skin, looks good on the skin. I did not pay full price for this, so if you have the shop app, like whenever you buy things and it tracks everything through the shop app, if you buy things through there, you get like money back. And I had a lot of money back, and then Kojin Dough was like one of my special offers. So I ordered a couple of things from the brand to try them out. Really been enjoying them. Got this on a steep discount along with the powder, and this is beautiful. Absolutely love it. We have the Armani Luminous Silk. This is a mini one that is going nowhere. My Charlotte Tilbury, what is this one called? The Unreal Skin Sheer Glow Tint. This is going nowhere. Absolutely love that as well. We have the Too Faced Born This Way Soft Matte Oil Control Foundation. Y'all know I love that. It is almost an exact match to the Peach Perfect foundation they used to have. And then there is the Tula Skincare Radiant Skin blah 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 blah. Anyways, I cannot use this for two reasons. I got this in a BoxyCharm, and one, it is once again way too yellow for my skin, way too dark for my skin. I wish they would let you shade match yourself if they're gonna do these things. Like, look at how dark that is. Who are we kidding? I know the lighting is horrible in my closet, but for real, who are we kidding, y'all? Like, that's never gonna match me. Plus, this has sunscreen in it, and this one broke me out right after the first time that I used it. I only used it one time. I only had it on for a couple of hours, so that's why I never continued using it. I haven't reviewed it, nothing like that, but I am going to pass this one on because it expires in March of next year, so there's still plenty of time for this one. Alright, so we are on to my powder blush drawer. I hope that y'all have a good angle for this one, but this is pretty full. I did kind of just throw things in here. I pulled everything out of like my everyday makeup drawer so I could have everything in one spot, but let's just kind of start going through this. We're going to start with this little guy right here. This has all of my smaller blushes in it. So we have my Pat McGrath blushes. These are going nowhere. I enjoy both of these. These are two of her little minis, so those are going to stay. My Persona Bubble is going to stay. Both of my Natasha Denonos are going to stay. I have the mini My Dream. I also have the Mini Bloom highlighting blush. This one is so beautiful for summer. I did not get any use out of that this year. These two, I have both of these from Color Rose. This is a C Beauty brand, and this pink one is way too light for me. I can't use this, not as a blush, not as an under eye powder, nothing. So I am going to get rid of that one, but I am going to keep the more orangier blush. This one looks beautiful on my skin. Don't ask me about this down here. I don't really know the point of it, but I am starting to get get into C Beauty, so maybe eventually I will know the point, but I am going to keep this one. That was the whole idea behind that. These two from NARS, these are 2 minis of their new reformulated formula. They took the talc out of it. I get it 100%, but I have Orgasm, the original OG shade, and then I also have Orgasm Edge as well. I am going to keep Edge and I am going to get rid of the OG Orgasm because this is so incredibly like hard pressed, it hard pans, it's gritty, it does not come off very nicely. So this one is going to go bye-bye. It just, they ruined it is what they did. I have the Benefit Peachin' Blush, love that one. My one and only Gucci blush, this is in the shade Rosy Beige. Absolutely gorgeous, going nowhere. I have 2 of the Armani blushes. So I have the shade 05. These came in like a little holiday set last year, so I picked them up because I really wanted to try the formula. And then the other one that I have is 51. Those are both staying as well. We have this cute little Hourglass mini. This is in the shade Luminous Flush. I want to see if I have this in a face palette. If I do, I'm going to get rid of this. If I do not have it in a face palette, I am going to keep it. I do really enjoy Hourglass blushes. I love Hourglass. They are one of my favorite high-end brands that's like a mainstream. But if I already have this, I don't need to keep this mini. So this one is going to be a maybe for now. The Glowish by Huda Beauty, this is in the shade Caring Coral, and I think I'm going to get rid of this. This is really hard to pick up. The color payoff just is not there. Of course, it's going to swatch out absolutely beautifully, but it just doesn't look very beautiful on the cheek. I don't ever use it, and I think she's discontinuing this line, so even if she does it, I won't miss it. We're going to get rid of that one. My Dior Rosy Glow, this is the original formula. This is going absolutely nowhere. I have 2 of my Clinique Cheek Pops. I absolutely love these. I have Pansy Pop and Black Cherry or Black Honey Pop, keeping both of those. My Buxom Seychelles, that is going nowhere. Oh, here we go. This needs to go so bad. This is from Black Moon Cosmetics. They have fantastic liquid lipsticks, glosses, but this is horrible. This is one of those like black to pink blushes, and it is so like gritty and dry, and when you put it on the skin, it just does not blend out. You see how it just grabs and it doesn't disperse? It looks horrible. I hate this so much. That will actually probably go in the trash because I just don't have it in me to hand or to whoops. I just don't have that in me to give that to anybody. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to let's go over here. Let's pull this little guy forward. We'll dive into those in a minute. So I have all of my M Cosmetic blushes right here. I love this formula. I hate how clunky this packaging is, but I am going to keep these. I have Baroque, which is this really pretty like neutral everyday shade, almost like a bronzer is really what it's close to. I have the shade Venetian Rose, absolutely stunning. I have the 2 new limited edition ones that they came out with. I'm pretty sure they're still available. Don't quote me on that. But I have Seraph, and then I have Elysium as well. These are absolutely stunning and going nowhere. We have my Dibs blush, love these as well. Such a beautiful formula. I love a baked blush. Milani Luminoso, going nowhere. My Catrice Air Matte Blush, this is really nice. I'm going to keep that. I don't mind that one. Of course, my 2 Kosas blushes are going nowhere. I have Euphoria and Hype. I would love to have more of those, but it is the year of the blush, and you got to pick and choose. We have my Guerlain Terracotta Blush. This was okay, a little underwhelming, very disappointing, but I spent a ton of money on this, so she's going nowhere. She will get used at some point, I guarantee it. My REM Beauty Blush, this is such a good formula. It is just your basic, run-of-the-mill, just no-fail blush. Nothing special about it. It's nothing to write home about, but it's a really good formula and I really enjoy this one. I have two from MAC. So I have Warm Soul. This is a baked blush. I absolutely love this. I can't ever get it open though. There it is. So that is Warm Soul. And then I also have Desert Rose. And this one I get a lot of hard pan in, but the last time I scraped it off, I haven't had any issues since then. So I think I am going to keep this one as well. Alright, I had to take a quick little break. Katie needed to go outside. Next we have my Too Faced Cloud Crush blushes. I love this formula. It is so, so good. It does have a light fragrance to it. This is the shade Velvet Crush, and then I also have Watermelon Bliss as well. That's a really good formula. If you can find those on sale and you don't have any, I highly recommend those. My Melt Honey Thief Powder Blush. I love this one as well. Absolutely beautiful. This one from ColourPop. This is in the shade Baby Cakes. This is one of those little heart blushes like the original ones, and not the easiest thing to open, but this is one of those that I keep it because of the color. I don't know if I have a whole lot of other blushes in this shade, so I kind of want to set this one aside as a maybe, and as I go through my collection, see if I have something else this shade. If I do, I'll get rid of it. If I don't, I will keep this one. So this one is going to be a maybe for now. We have my 3 House Labs blushes. These are going nowhere. I absolutely love this formula as well. I have the shade Watermelon Bliss. Y'all, that's funny. Both of the, oh, this is Watermelon Rain. This one is Watermelon Bliss. I thought it was the same shade name. Never mind. Okay, so this is Watermelon Bliss. Absolutely beautiful. And then this is the shade French Rosette. These are going nowhere, as well as this one. This is in the shade Lavender Blonde. This one they did not bring back, and I don't understand because this shade is gorgeous. It is like the perfect like pinky purple shade. It looks absolutely beautiful if you have a cool undertone, but that one is going nowhere. We have my RMS Crystal Slipper Blush. This is a beautiful formula. I wish I had gotten a different shade. I think I heard somebody talking about this shade, and I didn't take into consideration the fact that I am pale AF, and this is probably not going to look the best on me, but it is really pretty if I put it over top like a rosy blush or a mauvey blush, something like that, kind of as a topper, or if I want to like tone something down a little bit. But on its own, it doesn't look that great on me, but it is a fantastic formula. I have these 3 from ColourPop as well. I am going to keep all 3 of these. This is the shade Prairie Air. This is a pretty close dupe for the Dior Rosy Glow blush. And then I have these 2 from the Beauty and the Beast collection. We have Mrs. Potts. This one is not nearly as pigmented as it looks. It is buildable though, so I just have to work really hard. And then we also have the shade Chip. This one is really pretty. I should probably put this one in my bronzer drawer. I think we might do that when I reorganize, but these are beautiful. I like the formula of these. I wish the shades were a little bit different, but there's also a lot of nostalgia behind that one as well. My Burt's Bees blush, this is in the shade Bare Peach. I really enjoy this one. I like the formula of it. It's going nowhere. I have this one from Essence. This is the Pure Nude Baked Blush in the shade Rosy Rosewood. Fenty Beauty, her Hot Cheeks, what are these called? The Hot Cheeks Velour Blush Lighter. Ugh, I wish I had gotten the other 2 and I didn't. I resisted, and now these are no longer available, but these were limited edition. These are like the glow lighter blushes. Absolutely stunning. Love that so, so much. I do have one of her new powder blushes on the way. I'm excited about it. It's purple. I cannot wait for that to get here. My Dolce & Gabbana blush. This is going nowhere. This is such a fantastic formula, especially from a high-end brand. I would love to have them all, but once again, we've got a million blushes coming out, and those aren't exactly cheap. The e.l.f. Primer Infused Blush. This is a beautiful formula as well. I absolutely love this. That one's going nowhere. My Sigma blush. This is in the shade Corta Rosa. Keep. My Chanel blush, my one and only Chanel blush. This was so disappointing. This is in the shade In Love number 55, and this is so incredibly lightly pigmented. This is a baked blush, and it just, where is that? Where did that go? You saw that on my finger. It's this irritates me so bad, but it was wildly expensive, and I keep this as a reminder to never buy another Chanel blush. Maybe swatch them in store or something like that, but I will never blind buy another Chanel product ever again. So it's going nowhere even though I don't use it. This little guy from Miss Fame, I got this in a BoxyCharm. This is a cream blush and a powder blush duo. This is actually really nice. I enjoy this, so it's going nowhere. I am going to keep that. I have one of the One Size 3D cheek clappers, I think is what they're called. Yes. This is in the shade Attention Seeker. It's that viral pink shade. This is fine. I prefer the Patrick Ta over this, but I do like the shade in here. I like the cream. I like the powder. These are wildly pigmented. I am not a fan of this. This is a very, very glittery and sparkly highlighter, and I don't like glitter. It's not my preference, so yeah, it's fine. I got it out of my system. I'm finding that One Size I don't think is the brand for me, and that really breaks my heart. Okay, from Patrick Ta, where are the rest of my Patrick Ta blushes? I have more and I don't know where they are. Maybe they're in with the creams. I don't know. Anyways, I have this one. This is one of his monochrome ones that he first came out with. He discontinued them and I hate that. But this is in the shade She's the Moment. This is absolutely stunningly gorgeous. This is just like a perfect, oh, I'm sorry, She's Seductive. This is just a beautiful, neutral, everyday wearable shade. I know you can't get it anymore, but I will never get rid of this. I have an attachment to it and I love it. From Give, we have the Feelin' Cheeky Duo. This is in the shade Stars Aligned. I love this one as well. Y'all, I am so excited to bust out some of these deeper, more like fall, wintry shades. I've been playing with all my bright blushes. I want to start getting into these deeper ones, and I love those for fall. But beautiful formula. Absolutely love that one as well. All three of my NYX Buttermelt blushes, these are going nowhere. This is such a fantastic formula. It's affordable from the drugstore. You get a lot of product in here. They are fragranced and they are very, very, very pigmented, but they are beautiful. So this is the shade Butta Together. I have the shade Getting Butta. If I can open it, that one right there. And then the last one I have is You Know Butta. Did I get variety in these? No. Are they all pink? Yep. Do I regret it? Also no. Okay, let's bust into my Odin's Eye blushes. So I have 4 of them. I have 2 from the original Somani collection. The first one that I have is Sunset Clouds. Beautiful. I broke it, but it still works. It hasn't fallen apart since. I just have to be really careful with it. I also have the shade Warm Sun. This one is very pretty, but it's also very hard for me to pull it off because it is almost too orange. I've debated getting rid of it, but I want to try it again. These are just so beautiful and I love the formula, but we have the shade Solar Eclipse. These 2 are from their newer collection, and this one is the shimmery blush that was an overspray of the Split Pan. One of you called it, but this is still ridiculously glittery. It's not nearly as glittery once you get past that overspray, but it's still a lot more than what I prefer, but I don't know. It's new. I paid for it. We're going to keep it. And then we have the shade Pink Blossom. This one is beautiful as well. This one is not nearly as similar as I thought it was to Sunset Clouds. I just want to show you a side by side. Like, they are super similar, but as you can see, the original one is a little bit more pinky and the newer one is a little bit more on that mauve side, but did we need both? No, we didn't. But if you didn't get the first one, pick this one up. It's close enough that I think you'll be okay with it. All right, we've got a little bit more over here, and then we get to move on to liquids and creams. So from Kaleidos, I have this one. I cannot remember the name of it at all. They didn't put a sticker on it, nothing. I think it's like Ecstasy might be the shade of it, but this is really pretty. I love that one. We have the Essence Got a Crush on Apricots. I bought this one for my Essence video, filmed it, and it was sold out, gone. You can't get it anymore. So I'm sorry I didn't update y'all in the speed reviews on this, but I didn't want to update y'all on something that you couldn't get and it wasn't coming back. It's not like it was just out of stock, but I am going to keep it. I enjoy the shade. Ooh, the Rare Beauty blushes. the most anticipated launch of the year, and also I think the biggest flop of the year as well. I wish she had done just a normal powder blush, maybe a satin finish, maybe a little bit of a shimmer, but these are like colorful highlighters practically. So I have the shade Cheer, which is like Selena's special shade. I can pull this one off. I just have to go in with a really light hand, more of a blush topper vibe. But then I also have the shade Love, and I just thought this one was so pretty. I thought it was gonna be really pretty for like winter, but this is so incredibly dark and it is very hard to blend out. So I am going to try and get some use out of it this winter, this fall, but it may go in the next declutter. But for now I am going to keep it because it is a still very new product. Whoops, I keep moving this. I have my towel around my tripod so I can wipe my hand off, and every time I go to use it, I move everything. I am so sorry. Anyways, my point was, for now, those are going to stick around. They may go away later. Okay, on the side over here, I have some little blush palettes. I do keep my face palettes separately, but these are all blushes, so that's why they're in this drawer. The first one that we have is this e.l.f. blush palette right here. This is really pretty, but I am going to get rid of this because I do have the one e.l.f. powder blush, and I'm not going to reach into this. I know somebody else that would absolutely love it, so this is going to go bye-bye. From Glamlight Betty Boop collection, I have the blush duo. This is beautiful, going nowhere. My Lethal Cosmetics blushes, you buy them and then you buy the palette and you pop them in, and these are so beautiful. These are shimmery, they look beautiful on the skin. Lethal has such a good like shimmery blush formula. I love these. I forget about them though. That's part of the problem. That's part of the reason I wanted to go through this, was because I forget about things. But this is absolutely beautiful. And then I also have the Adept Valentina palette. I love these. I love these so much. They look like they're not even touched, but the shades in here are beautiful. I don't think you can get these anymore, but I love this little palette as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and put everything back in the drawer. I'm going to do the little speed up thing so you can hear all the clicks and everything. But once we're done with that, we will move on to the creams and liquids. Alright, so that is this drawer all decluttered, cleared out. This fits so much better. This is not the most conducive way to store all of this, but it works for what I have to work with. And whoops, we are going to close this drawer and we are going to move on to my liquids and creams. Alright, so I did a little camera readjusting. Let's go ahead and dive into this because this is a little out of control. So starting over here, we have all of my Rhode Pocket Blushes. These are going absolutely nowhere. I love this formula so much. Probably my favorite cream formula in my collection. I do have every single shade with the exception of the limited edition pop-up shade Sprinkle that she brought back and sold out in like 2 seconds, but let's go ahead and carry on. So my MAC Glow Play blush in the shade Grand, this one is going nowhere. Let's go ahead and carry on with cream blushes. So I have these three from Phytosurgence. I love this formula so much. I have the shade Kindle, which is this really pretty like warm brown pinky toasty shade. I have the shade Fume. This is a really pretty mauvey shade. And then I have this shade, which is called Condensate. Yes. And this is a really pretty, like, cool toned, grayed out mauve. It is absolutely beautiful. I love that one so much. I have from Milk the two, what are these called? The Cooling Water Jelly Tints. I love these so much. These are a really good tint for the cheek. They look really good on the lips as well. I actually prefer these on the lips over the cheeks, but they live in here. From Finding Ferdinand, I have these two blushes. These are from the Khaki collection. I have the shade Paloma. Ugh, I can't read anything. And I have the shade Latte. So this is a really pretty, like, bright corally pink shade. It has enough pink in it that I can get away with it. And then the shade Latte is like a very neutral shade, very close to the shade, what was it called from RMS Beauty? Anyways, that one up there. But this one has a little bit more color to it. Alright, I apologize if Katie starts coughing in the background. She is doing much better on the new medicine, but she's starting to like get everything out. It's more of like that wet chest cough, and she does it more so in the morning when she first gets up, so I apologize. But I have two more in this little bin right here. This is the Keys Soul Care Blush. This is in the shade Grace. This is a beautiful formula. It is a little bit more on like that slippy side, but it doesn't stay completely sticky on the skin. It doesn't dry down, but it's a really good formula. I love that one. The two e.l.f. Putty Blushes. I'm going to get rid of these. I'm just not a huge fan of the formula. I'm also not a huge fan of the colors that I got. I never reach for these. These are very old. They are gross. I would not pass these on to anybody, but now I was holding on to them because it was like one of the only affordable blushes that I had, especially from e.l.f. and now that they've come out with like 1,000 other formulas, and so has every other affordable brand, I am going to get rid of these. They're not for me. I get it, I understand it, but yeah, no thank you. Okay, let's do, I have more cream blushes right here, so let's dive into this the best way that I can. So from Rare Beauty, I have one of her melting blushes. This is in the shade Nearly Neutral. I absolutely love this. I think this is a fantastic formula. It's more on the subtle side, but you can definitely build it up. I personally like this formula more than I like the liquid blush formula. From Pat McGrath, I have two of her Divine Blush Legendary Glow Color Balms. I actually like this formula. It's not a favorite, but I don't mind it. It looks very pretty on the cheek. The color is buildable. It is more of a balmy formula, and it does stay a little bit on the sticky side if you don't powder over it, but you can powder over top of it and have enough of that shade peeking through that it looks beautiful. So I have the shades Sunkissed Seduction and Floritique. From Pixi, I have one of the On the Glow blushes. This is in the shade Floor. It's that really pretty pink shade. This is a nice formula. I like it. I don't mind it, but mine is getting old. It is a little bit dried out. I noticed last time I used it, it didn't go on the way that I remembered. So I am going to get rid of this. It makes me sad, but clearly I have plenty of other cream and liquid blushes in my collection. I don't think it's going to be missed too much. From Kaja, I have two of the Dewy Bars. I have the shades Grapefruit Gelato and Strawberry Sorbet. These are really nice. Again, these do not dry down, so if you have oily skin, you are not going to like these, but I personally like these on more like that no makeup day. So when I go in with a super light skin tint and I just want a little bit of flush of color, I love these for that. From Polite Society, I have two of their, what are these called? The Polite Pops Powder Blush Sticks. These are super interesting because they are pretty much a powder in a stick form, which makes it very hard to use them. So you just have to be careful how you apply them. The best way to do it is to go in with a brush and just go straight from the component. They don't work well if you gosh, I cannot speak. They do not work well if you put it on the back of the hand and pick it up from there. If you try and swatch it on the face and blend it out, it just picks up everything. So it's not bad. It's just, I like the concept of a powder in a stick form. I just don't think that this was executed correctly because you have too much, I guess, binding in it. I don't know, I'm not a chemist, but in my mind, you have too much binding to keep the form that it makes it a little harder to work with. So I have the shades Los Angeles and Sydney. I am going to keep those because I do like them. I wouldn't purchase more and I wouldn't recommend them. I don't know if that makes any sense. Okay, from Danessa Myricks, I have one of her Yummy Skin, what are these, the blurring blush balms or whatever. This is the shade Rosé and Brunch. I love this formula. I think it's absolutely beautiful. It is very, very pigmented. It goes on really nicely. It lasts all day. It dries down. My only issue is a lot of these shades are not very fair toned or fair skin tone friendly. They are a little too deep for me, which is fine. I get it, but this is really the only shade that works for me. She does have a pink one that she came out with earlier this year that I'm interested in, but I would like to swatch it in store before I pick it up, and this Sephora by me sucks. So that's the only one I have. From Rose Inc, I have 3 of their blushes. I love this blush formula. I don't know what's happening with the brand. I think they moved out of Sephora because everything went like way on discount, which is where I got the other 2. The original one that I had was Camellia, and then I picked up Foxglove and Heliotrope when they went on discount, and I don't know what's happening. The owner, which I can't remember her name, she was a model, stepped away from the brand, and I think she sold it or something. I don't know. Anyway, I love this formula. It's a beautiful formula. They are going nowhere, but this is the shade Heliotrope. We have Camellia, which you can see I've got a lot of use out of that one. And then we have Foxglove. This one, oh, so beautiful. I love that shade. From Makeup by Mario, I have 3 of his Soft Pop Plumping Blush Veils. I really enjoy this formula. I like the formula for the blush. I like it for his bronzer. It's just a really good, user-friendly formula. I find it easy to work with. It shears out really nicely. His blushes are a little bit more pigmented in his new brighter shades, but again, light hand, they blend out beautifully. So I have the shade Strawberry Sunset. This is one of his newest ones. How beautiful is that for summer? Love that one. And then I have the shade Perfect Pink. This was the first one I ever got. And then the last one is going to be Paradise Pink. So this really pretty hot pink, like absolutely gorgeous. All right, from Honest Beauty, we have one of the cream cheek and lip colors. This is in the shade Peony Pink. I'm going to get rid of this. I don't ever reach for it. It's not... There was a lot of hype behind this, and I just don't enjoy it as much as everybody else. It's fine, it's nice, but it's a little too stiff for my preference. I don't know, it's not my perfect formula. I don't reach for it. I don't really enjoy it. And this one is, I don't think it's super old. 12 months though. I've had this more than 12 months. I'm probably just gonna trash that, but it is what it is. From Lawless, we have their Pinch My Cheeks Soft Blur Cream Blush. This is in the shade Sunset. Love this. Going to keep it. From ColourPop, I have 2 of their Instant Cream blushes. This is from the Pokemon collection. We have the shade Metronome, and we have the shade, I believe it's Electro Ball. Yes. Love these. This is such a good formula. You do kind of have to warm it up and break down that top layer once you haven't used it for a little bit, but it just kind of kicks right back in gear, and it's beautiful. There they are. My other 2 Patrick Ta blushes. I don't know why I have them. Oh, I know why I have them in here. I ran out of room in my powder drawer, but I have the shades Just Enough. Can never figure out how to open these. But this is the shade Just Enough. It's that really pretty viral, like cool tone pink. And then I have the shade Not Too Much. Love that one as well. It's a really pretty, like neutral, everyday wearable shade. Love that one. From LYS, I have the Higher Standards Satin Matte Cream Blush in the shade Kindness. I hate this formula. This one reminds me of the putty formula from e.l.f. Very putty-like. I find it hard to work with. I don't like it. I don't know. I have a really hard time with it, and it's not a favorite formula, so I'm going to get rid of it. Alright, we've got 3 more in the cream category. So from Iconic London, we have the, what are these called? I can read this, the Blurring Blush Stick. This is in the shade Daiquiri. Absolutely love this. I do wish it twisted down more, but it doesn't. But they do have 2 other shades I would love to pick up. But that's a beautiful, beautiful formula. It does dry down. I think it would be a great option for oily skin. From Victoria Beckham Beauty, I have the Cheeky Posh in the shade Fame. This is such a good cream blush formula. I love the shade of this. Again, it's one of those I need to get some use out of in our more fall, winter months. And then the last one in here is going to be from Just Zemenia. This is a brand that I got in my BoxyCharm. This is the 3-in-1 stick in the shade I'm Delicious. And I actually really enjoyed this. So I am going to hang on to it. I'm going to get some use out of it because I really enjoy this formula. Sometimes you find some really cool hidden gems. Sometimes you find a lot of misses, but that one I do really enjoy. All right. Liquid blushes, y'all. This is a lot of liquid blush, and there's several in here that I know we are going to get rid of. So let's go ahead and dive into this. So first we have from Chantecaille the Cheek Gelée. This is, I think this is the only one that they have. I don't think they have a shade, do they? I can't remember. Oh, no, they do. This is the shade Vibrant. This is beautiful. I love this formula. It is definitely more on that jelly side. It does sheer out really nicely. So it's more like that no makeup minimalist, very elevated, very sophisticated look, but it is a beautiful, beautiful formula. So I'm going to keep that. From Kylie Cosmetics, we have her Powder Blush Stick. I thought, it has a Katie hair on it. I thought this was going to be like the Polite Society ones where it was like a powder in a stick form, and no, this is a cream to powder blush, but it is a beautiful formula. I love this so, so much. I was really impressed with it. This is in the shade Meet Me There. House Labs, we have one of the Color Fuse Glassy Blush Bombs. This is in the shade Glassy Hibiscus. Another fantastic formula as well. I have Katie hair on like everything, y'all. That's like so embarrassing, but we absolutely love her. So a little Katie hair to make your day nice and bright. From L'Oreal, we have the Lumi blushes. These are really, really nice. I enjoy these so, so much. The pigmentation is there. They go on beautifully. They look beautiful. That's a really good option from the drugstore. From Maybelline, we have the Sun Kisser blushes. These are okay. These are very sheer. They do have a good shine to them. I would use these more as a blush topper or a mix in with a matte liquid blush. But they are nice. They're okay. They're not what I wanted. From Huda Beauty, I have 2 of her new liquid blushes. I have the shades Peach Sorbet and Watermelon Pop. These are nice. I really enjoy these. These are a little finicky over powder, but if you just go in very carefully and don't try and build up too much, they work out really nicely, but they're also pigmented enough that you can put them on top of your foundation, powder over top, and you can still see them. So those are going nowhere, plus they're very, very new. We have the Milani Cheek Kiss Blush Stick in the shade Luminoso. This one is new. This is absolutely beautiful. This one is not the same shade as Luminoso. This one is a little bit orangier than that one, but it is still a beautiful formula. But I do not suggest swiping this on your cheek. I suggest going in either off the back of your hand or with a brush straight from the component. I have 2 of the Glossier Cloud Paints. I have the shades Dusk and Storm. These are going nowhere. Absolutely love that formula as well. From ColourPop, I have 2 of their new liquid blushes. These are okay. These are a lot like the highlighter, which we'll get to in a minute. They're very finicky. They're not very easy to work with. They're not user-friendly. You have to be very careful, very cautious. They go on better under powder than they do over powder, but again, it's a newer formula. I don't want to get rid of it just yet, but I don't see these hanging around too terribly long in my collection. From Juvia's Place, I have these 2 liquid blushes. I have one of the blush lighters and one of the matte blushes. These are really nice. I enjoy these. They look beautiful on the skin, so I am going to keep those. They are very, very pigmented though. from Bare Minerals. I don't like this. We're going to get rid of this. This is very sticky. It does not dry down. It is very hard to work with. You think it's going to be beautiful and it's just not. So that's going to go. Such a shame, but it is out of here. From e.l.f. we have the Halo Glow Beauty Wands. I'm not a big fan of this either, and I'm going to get rid of this now that we have their other liquid blushes. I like those so much more, so that is going bye-bye. Flower Beauty, the Ultralight Liquid Blush. This was not bad. I didn't mind it. I'm a little over the whole poof thing. I just, they're just annoying. They break. They make a mess. But it is what it is. It's a fine formula. We are going to keep that. We are also going to keep my Charlotte Tilbury Matte Beauty Blush Wand in the shade Pillow Talk. The Armani Luminous Silk Cheek Tint. Beautiful formula. Absolutely love this one. That is going nowhere. This one from Tulip Tint Lip and Cheek Balm. I think I got this in something. I don't remember, but I didn't like it, so that's going to go. The Unearthly Blush. This is in the shade Nirvana. This came in one of her boxes. I don't remember which one. You can't buy this separately, but this is a fantastic formula. She needs to give us more of those. I'm going to keep that. From Drunk Elephant, the Rosy Drops. I don't think I've used these. Why are these in here? These should be in my testing new makeup drawer. But is it too late? We're going to put those over there. I have not used these. I don't know why they're in here. So those need to be moved out of here. Okay, we have my Rare Beauty blushes. I have 3 of them and I do like these. I enjoy these. I want something I can build up my pigmentation of, and that is my biggest fuss with these, with the Juvia's Place. The e.l.f. are also really pigmented, but they are a little bit easier to sheer out. I like these. I'm going to keep them. They're not a favorite of mine. I don't think they are as great as everybody says they are. Just my opinion. This is going bye-bye. This is the Lovecraft Beauty Liquid Cosmic Blush. This just disappears into absolute nothingness, so it's going to go. I got that in a box of some sort. My Say Dew Blush. Absolutely love this. I have the shade Cutie. That's a fantastic formula. My Hourglass Liquid Blushes are going nowhere. I have 4 of these. These are all like deeper shades for winter. I was trying to step out of the box and get things that I can get more use of in the cooler months, so these are going absolutely nowhere. We have my Give Dewy Plump Collagen Cheek Tint going nowhere in the shade Bouquet. That is a fantastic formula. My Freck Cheek Slime in the shade Rose Buddy. Love this as well. The M Cosmetics Color Drops Serum Blush. This is okay. This is not a favorite of mine. I've debated getting rid of it, but I want to get some more use out of it before I do. Make sure that I have truly made my mind up before I declutter it. Everything else I'm decluttering, I know I don't want, I'm not going to use, but I'm unsure of this, so I am going to hang on to it. It is very watery. I think this is their older packaging. Maybe it's not. I don't know. It's not super easy to use, but like I said, we're going to hold on to it for now. My Glaminatrix Liquid Cheek and Lip Tints. These are going absolutely nowhere. I love these so much. This is a fantastic release from the brand. I have all 5 colors and I'm hoping that they come out with more. So those are going to stay here as well. And last but not least, we have my e.l.f. Liquid Camo Blushes. These are beautiful. These aren't going anywhere. I have the shade Coming in Hot Pink. This is wildly pigmented. This one I put in the category with the Juvia's Place and the Rare Beauty. I have to go in super lightly handed. But then the shades Suave Mauve, although it should be Suave Mauve, but whatever. And then Dusty Rosé. These are a little bit easier to blend out, build up, all of that, but this is a fantastic formula. So I'm going to go ahead and put everything else back in the drawer, and then we will move on to the next drawer. Alright, so that is this drawer complete. Looks so much better, so much less congested, a little bit more organized. I can see everything I have, weeded out the old stuff that I don't want. Let's go ahead and move on to the bronzer drawer. And this one, y'all, oh my gosh, it is so insanely packed full. Let me go ahead and rearrange the camera and we're going to jump into this because I need to clear out this drawer. Alright y'all, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to go through this one quite as eloquently as I was able to go through the other ones just because this drawer is so insanely packed full. So we're just going to kind of go front to back, move through here, get rid of, reorganize, things like that. So starting with the Chantecaille Radiance Gel Bronzer. This is a really good formula, but my biggest pet peeve is the fact that this only comes in one shade. This is very warm, it is very orangey, it is very hard for me to pull off, but the best way for me to use this is to underpaint with this. So normally I would probably declutter it, but since I spent a lot of money on it, I am going to keep it because, yeah, once again, I spent a lot of money on this. I paid for probably 90% of what I have in my collection. I am not gifted stuff in PR. I'm kind of starting to hit some of those lists, things like that, but for the most part, I'm not on PR lists. I do get some things from Influencer. I have been gifted things from friends and family for Christmas, birthdays, things like that, but for the most part, I do purchase everything that I have in my collection. But okay, let's carry on. So we have the Charlotte Tilbury Contour Wand. That is going to be a keep. The e.l.f. Bronzing Drops. I did not like these. I found these very difficult to work with. I am going to get rid of those. My CoverGirl Clean Fresh Loose Powder Bronzer. This is so good. This is beautiful. It has a little bit of a sheen to it. It is very easy to use. It is a little bit messy, so I try and store it sitting this way so it doesn't make a huge mess, but this is such a good formula. I love that. My Dibs, what are these called? The Island Duo whatever. Anyways, it's got a blush and a bronzer. I keep this in my bronzer drawer because I'm probably more likely to reach for the bronzer to use this than I am the blush. So that is a keep. Love those. And Dibs is coming to Ulta. That could be really bad or really good depending on how you look at it. My Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Bronzing and Shaping Serum. Absolutely love this. I have two shades because the first one that I bought was fair and this is wildly too light for me. I don't know how fair you have to be for this to give any sort of color, so I went back and bought the light shade, but this is fantastic for me to mix into foundations that are just a little too light for me, so that's why I keep that one around. Not mad about it, but love that formula so much. The Tarte Key Largo Glow Drops. These are really nice. I do enjoy those. Those are going to stay. The Milani Supercharged Cheek and Lipstick. This is one of the bronzers in the shade Electric Bronze. I do really like that. It is a little too warm, but it works really well for underpainting. The Pink Lips Contour Stick, I think is what this is called. This is really nice. I got this in an Ipsy box and love that. Fantastic formula. My ABH, this is actually a foundation stick, but I have the shade Fawn, and this is a fantastic contour shade for me. I used to use this non-stop. I love it. I need to pull this back out and get some use out of it. It smells fine. It doesn't smell like it's gone bad. It doesn't feel like it's gone bad, but look how pretty that is. Oh, I love that shade so much. Such a good product. The e.l.f. Putty Bronzer. I actually really love this. I like the consistency of it. I like that it has a little bit of a sheen to it. This is the one with the luminous finish to it. This is in the shade Summer Fridays. I enjoy this formula in the bronzer more than I do the blush. There's something about it, but that is going to stay. My Physicians Formula Butter Glow Contour Wand, going absolutely nowhere. Love that. The Tarte Sculpt Shape Tape. I'm going to keep this as well. I prefer the Physicians Formula over this, but still a really good option. These three right here. So I did a video early on my channel comparing all of the contour wands on the market at the time. It's on there. You can go back and watch it. It's a little atrocious at this point, but these three, well, this one was awful. I'm gonna get rid of this. It's horrible. It broke on camera, and yeah, that's just gonna go in the trash. These two, this is a good formula. I don't like the shade of it. It is very light. It is very contoury. I know it's a contour one, but it's almost too gray for me. So I am going to get rid of that one, but I am going to keep the Milani Conceal and Perfect in the shade Honey. This is a really good one as well. My biggest issue is the fact that these don't lock, this one and the e.l.f. one. So they can be messy if you're not careful with them, but I am going to keep that. The e.l.f. Bronzy Drops, they're fine. I'm going to keep them. They're wildly popular for no reason really, but the Milk Makeup matte bronzer stick, I'm going to get rid of this, not because the formula is bad, but my component is broken. It doesn't twist up. I have to pull off the bottom and dig in there, and I'm over it, especially when I have all these products in my collection. I just don't want to do it anymore. So fantastic formula, but mine needs to go. The Rare Beauty, what are these called? The bronzer stick. I have the shade Happy Soul. I really want to get something a little bit more on the neutral side, but I do love this formula. It's absolutely beautiful, so I am going to hang on to this for now, but I do want to get, I can't remember the name of it, but it is more on like the neutral side. So eventually I will, but for now we're going to keep that. The Too Faced Melting Bronzing and Sculpting Stick. This is the shade Chocolate Mousse. This is going nowhere as well. We are going to hang on to this. I love this formula. It is so creamy. It melts into the skin. It smells like Tootsie Rolls. So if you don't like Tootsie Rolls, you don't like fragrance, you are not going to like that. From Westman Atelier, we have my Face Trace Contour Stick. Absolutely love this. I am going to be keeping this. This is pricey, but very, very nice. I don't think I would repurchase it though. From Glossier, we had the Cloud Paint in the shade Sail. This is very, very light for me, and normally I would declutter this, but I am going to keep it because I would like to get the darker shade, and I'm afraid that one might be too dark. So before I get rid of it, I want to see if I can mix the two together. If I can't, I'll get rid of both or whatever, but for now I'm going to hang on to that. So I think that's actually all of the liquid bronzers. So I'm just going to pull this out so it's out of the way, and we're going to move on to the rest of this drawer. So my Jaclyn Hill bronzer. This is in the shade Skinny Dip. I actually really enjoy this. I am not going to get rid of it. It smells like coffee, and I enjoyed the formula of this, so I'm just going to keep it. I know I can't use it on camera. I know you can't get it, but I don't want to get rid of it. From Catrice, the Holiday Skin Bronze and Glow palette. This is really, really nice. This is a affordable alternative to the Charlotte Tilbury one that you'll see in a minute, so I am going to keep that. My Unearthly High Temp bronzer. This was heartbreaking because I love the formula. I love the way that it looks on my skin, but it hard pans like crazy, but I can't bring myself to get rid of it, even though it's like a pain in the butt every time I use it. So I'm going to keep it because I am a glutton for punishment. From ZC, we have the Palace Identity bronzer. I'm going to keep this. This is absolutely beautiful. I did get this in an ice cream beauty box. You okay over there, babe? I know. Being sick is hard. All right, let's go down the side. We have my Pat McGrath bronzer going absolutely nowhere. That is in the shade, just in case you're curious, Bronze Dawn. It is not the lightest one. I originally got the lightest one and it was way too light, so I got the next one up. Love that one. From Nabla, we have the Skin Bronzing bronzer in the shade Ombre. Love that one as well. Let's keep going down this side over here. So from Just Zemenia, we have this little bronzer right here. I really enjoy this. I think it looks good on my skin. It has a horrible shade range. It's not for everybody, but I am going to keep that. Here is the Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow. We are definitely keeping that. We are also keeping my Victoria Beckham Bronzing Brick. Love this so, so much. And then I have my Guerlain Terracotta Super Bloom bronzer. This was a limited edition. This is not a very good bronzer as far as the shade goes. The formula is fantastic, but this is more of a blushy. It's It's not more of a blush shade, it's just a little too rosy to be a bronzer, but then it's not rosy enough to be a blush. But I'm going to keep it because it's beautiful and I spent a lot of money on it, so that's kind of like a collector's piece. Let's see, is there anything back here? Of course there is. Why wouldn't there be? Okay, the e.l.f. bronzing palette, just like the blush palette. I'm going to get rid of this one. The formula's fine. I don't need this, so that's going to go. All right. Let's jump into this. We've got a lot to go through. Okay, let's start back here. So this is the REM Beauty Bronzer, and this is a fantastic formula. This is a little too yellowy for me, but I don't think I'm ready to get rid of it yet because it is still pretty new, and I want to see if she's going to do a shade expansion because she didn't come out with a whole lot of shades, and I'm hopeful. So, do I need it? No. Are we going to hang on to it? Yes. My e.l.f. Primer Infused Bronzer. Beautiful. Love it. Keeping it. My MAC Matte Skin Finish in Light Rosy. Mine is broken. Yep. Oh, I knew it. I knew that was going to happen. So when I got this, the pan fell out and I put the pan back in, but I didn't put it in very well. So mine has crumbled and fallen apart, and I think I'm going to see if I can look up how to repress this. I have never repressed anything before. I've just kind of smushed eyeshadows back in there, highlighters, things like that, but I'm going to see if I can repress this. If I cannot, I will repurchase this. I love this bronzer. I love the tone of it. This hurts, but I knew it was going to happen. So I am going to set this aside for now and see if I can save it. So love that formula though. Poor baby. She'll be okay. We're going to fix her up. All right, from Physicians Formula, we have the Butter Bronzer. Love it. It's an OG. Mine still smells really, really good, so we're going to keep that. The Sephora bronzer, this was fine. It wasn't bad. It wasn't anything to write home about, but I am going to keep that. My Dolce & Gabbana bronzer. Oh, I love this so much. It is so beautiful. I love the tone of this. It looks like it's going to be really, really light. For a lot of people, this is probably a setting powder, but I am going to keep that as well. I'm running out of room up here. Let's see, what can we do? Here we go. Okay. My Tom Ford bronzer. Love this so much. Going absolutely nowhere. My Too Faced Sun Bunny bronzer. Love this as well. Perfect for in the summer. I have my Gucci bronzer. The packaging's limited edition. The shade is not, but this is really, really, really pretty. I love the tone of this one as well. Don't sleep on that. But you also don't need it, so don't listen to me. I'm a bad influence. Okay, YSL, we have the All Hours Hyper Bronzer. Beautiful. I wish I had gotten the lighter shade. I talked myself out of it because I was like, oh, it's going to be too light for me. And then this came and it was like, oh, that's a little too dark for me. But I can use it if I go in very, very, very lightly handed because it is very pigmented. But this is a beautiful formula. Maybe one day I will purchase the lighter one, but I doubt it because it's expensive. All right. My Kosas, the Sun Show bronzer in the shade Waves, going absolutely nowhere. My Fenty Beauty Sun Stalker into Sun, going nowhere. That's like a perfect tone for me. My Makeup Forever bronzer, absolutely love this one as well. That's in the shade Wild Sand. I have a lot of bronzers I love, I'm realizing. My House Labs bronzer, love it. You can tell she's loved. I've gotten so much use out of that one. The Jones Road bronzer, this is beautiful. This is very, very, very pinky, but it looks so pretty on my fair, cool undertones. So we are going to keep that one. Okay. NYX Buttermelt bronzers. I do not need all three of these. All three of them work for me, but we need to make some decisions. So we have the shade All Buttered Up. We have the shade Buttercup. This is the latest one. Like, look at how similar these are, y'all. And then the last one that we have is Deserve Butter. if I can open it. So this is what they look like, and this one I can use, but it's a tiny bit too dark for me, so I am going to declutter this one and pass it on, let somebody else get some use out of that. But I think for now, I'm gonna keep these two. I know that's insane. I know I don't need both, but I have both, and I use both, and I like both. So we're gonna keep them. Maybe one day I will have more willpower. From RMS Beauty, we have the new Redimension Hydro Bronzer. This is in the shade Beach Walk Betty. This is very pretty, but it is very hard to pick up. So not my favorite formula, but I do like the way that it looks on my skin. I just have to make sure I have the time to really work with the formula. It is beautiful. I like the undertone of it, so I'm gonna keep it. I know. We're supposed to be decluttering, and okay, I think she's good. But like I was saying, I know I'm supposed to be decluttering, and I am. I'm decluttering stuff I'm not going to use, but I'm also not here to declutter just for the sake of decluttering. So keep that in mind. Okay, the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Perfector. I actually kind of like this. It's really pretty if I swirl them all together. So I am going to keep that. This one from Melt, I'm going to get rid of. It is way too dark for me. I cannot use this. It is the lightest one that they have. I got this on deep discount last holiday season, like Black Friday. I think it was like $5, maybe $8. So I'm going to get rid of this, pass it on to somebody else. I love Melt, but what were y'all doing? Y'all don't even know what you were doing. I don't even know if y'all were there for that. And then from I think Jasmine Beauty is what this is called. I got this in another box. I got a lot of stuff in boxes, but I did cancel my BoxyCharm, just so y'all know. So we'll discuss that later. But this I did not like. It was awful. It's too dark for me. It's patchy. That's gonna go as well. So look, I did get rid of some. Okay, let's move over here. These are my cream bronzers. Nope, I have one more powder bronzer. It's my Lancome one. This is going nowhere. Love that so much. And I did swatch out the lightest one in the store, and that one would have been beautiful too. So either one would have worked for my skin. But let's go ahead and move on to over here. Okay. We have the Give Pick It Up Cream Contour and Powder Bronzer Duo. Love this beautiful formula, going nowhere. I wish there was a flap over the cream, but it is what it is. We're gonna keep it. The Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Sun Kissed Bronzer. This is fine. It's a really nice formula. It looks beautiful on the skin. I need to reach for it more, but I absolutely would not repurchase it. It's not a favorite of mine from the brand. My Marc Jacobs bronzer. This is going nowhere, y'all. I love this bronzer to death. This is like a piece of history. I wanted this so bad. Finally got my hands on it, and I'm sad that Marc Jacobs Beauty is no longer a thing, but they are coming back. But I'm going to keep this because 1, I love it, 2, I use it, and 3, when they do come back, I want to compare. So we're going to keep that. My Chanel Le Beige bronzer. This is too orange for me. This is the original formula, but I'm going to keep it because it was a lot of money. And again, it's a reminder to never blind buy Chanel. I can use it again, just like the Chantecaille and what was the other one? The Milani. I have to underpaint with this one, but it is a beautiful formula. Just again with the oranginess, like what the heck? Okay, my Fenty Cream Bronzer. This shade is awful. It is so just incredibly gray on me. The formula is fantastic, but I can't use that. I should have gotten, I think Butter Biscuit is the name of the shade. I'm gonna get rid of this. I don't know if anybody's gonna want it, but hopefully somebody will. But yeah, absolutely no as far as the shade goes. Love the formula, hate the shade. That was painful. My Soul Face and Body Bronzing Balm from the sister brand of ColourPop, I guess. This is beautiful. Again, little on the orangey side, but I can pull it off. This smells amazing. It works amazing. I am going to keep that as well. My Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer. I think we like her. We're going to keep her. The Milani Cheek Kiss in the shade Honey Honey. beautiful formula. This one is almost a dupe for the NARS. I like the tone of this one better. I should have gotten the lightest one in the NARS. Eventually, I probably will. Oh, I do have the lightest one. Look at that. I thought I had the second one. Never mind. Maybe I'm thinking of, you know what? I'm thinking of something else. I think I'm thinking of this. That's fine for me. I love this. What am I doing? I don't even know, y'all. I think I blacked out at some point. Okay, anyways, love the NARS, love the Milani, keeping both. That is the bronzer drawer. I'm going to go ahead and put everything back in here, and then we will move on to highlight, and I think I'm going to have to, I don't know. We're going to keep going, and we'll see where we land. I may have to cut it off there, but let's keep going. Alright, somewhere my battery died. I am so sorry, but this is what the drawer looks like after I've put everything in here. So let's go ahead and close it and move on to the highlighter drawer. This is another one that is a mess. So I'm going to go ahead and rearrange the camera again, and then we will jump into the highlighters. Alright, let's jump into these highlighters. Let's see how fast we can get through these. So again, jumbled up mess. Let's go ahead and start here. So we have the Catrice More Than a Glow highlighter. This is in the shade Supreme Rose Beam. That is going nowhere. My MAC Double Gleam Extra Dimension Skin Finish. Again, going nowhere. The L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Highlighter in the shade, I can't remember what the shade name of this one is. Icy Gold is the name of it. This is such a beautiful highlighter. It looks so pretty on the skin. It's not quite as icy as you think it's going to be. It has a really beautiful gold glow to it. The Odin's Eye highlighter. Not a fan. Very, very glittery. Still very new. Gonna hang on to it. Why? I don't know, but I am. It is what it is. The Fenty Beauty Diamond Balm and How Many Carats. I love this so much. It looks like it has like that wet glittery effect to the skin, like your Edward Cullen, but it doesn't leave like glitter behind. It looks beautiful. It is very soft, very finely milled. It just looks absolutely beautiful, like this really pretty like wet effect. So I am going to keep that. From Melt Cosmetics, we have my two Sex Foils. These are a liquid highlight. I absolutely love these. These are a beautiful liquid highlighter formula, so I'm going to keep both of these. I have the shades Fetish and the shade Stargazer. The rest of them are too dark for me, but those are beautiful. We have the ColourPop Beauty and the Beast Super Shock Highlighter in the shade Special Guest. Love this. Beautiful. It is ridiculously huge, but it's still a really nice highlighter, so I am going to keep that one. Let's go through this really quick. This is like liquids and creams, and then the rest is powders. So from LYS, we have the Aim High multi-use liquid highlighter. This is like empty. I don't really think there's anything left in it. It was really nice. This is the shade Brave. I did enjoy this, but again, it's really old and it feels like there's nothing in it, so that's gonna go. From Unearthly, I have a couple of highlighters from them. This is, let's see, we have the shade I'm Sprung and Awaken. This is a nice formula. These aren't necessarily shades I will reach for, but I am going to hang on to those for now. Again, don't know why. The Dior Forever Glow Maximizer in the shade Pink. If you've been here, you already know my absolute favorite liquid highlighter. That is what got me back into liquid highlighters, so we're going to keep that one. The ColourPop Liquid Light Glow Drops. These are okay. They're fine if you mix them in with something, but on their own, they're not that great. They work fine if you don't powder your face, but if you powder your face, good luck putting this on over top. But I'm going to keep it for now. Just for now. Don't know why, but I am. We're going to do this. The e.l.f. Halo Glow Beauty Wand Highlighter. This is okay, but I'm going to get rid of it. It's not a favorite. I don't really use it. the Fenty Beauty Liquid Kilowatt in the shade Hustla Baby. This is just too dark for me. It's a nice formula. I do enjoy it, but it's too dark. You can see it on my skin and it just leaves a cast. So for that reason, I'm going to get rid of it, pass it on to somebody that's a little bit deeper than me that can get away with it. And it's the same with these two from Rare Beauty. They are beautiful. I do really enjoy the highlight, but again, they're just too dark for me. In fact, actually, you know what? I might keep this one. Maybe not that one. Which one was it I was going to keep? That one was Magnetize, and this one is Transcend. Maybe I won't keep either of those. Those are really pretty, but they're too dark for me. I want to keep them, but I need to be real with myself. Like, you're not going to use these because they're too dark for you, so stop it. The Dibs High Road Highlight. This is not good. One, it's way too dark for me. Two, it's not very creamy. It's hard to work with. I think this is meant to be more of like a body highlight, but I don't do that. It's not my thing. It does smell really, really good though, but I don't know. Maybe I should hold on to it because I'm looking at it now that I've kind of like smeared it out a little bit on my hand. That is really pretty. Okay. We're gonna hold on to that, see if I get some use out of it. If I need to, I'll get rid of it next time. Okay, last we have the Tarte Maracuja Glow Highlighter Wand. This is really, really pretty. I like the way this looks on my skin. I like the way that it goes on. It is very user-friendly. It looks beautiful, so I am going to keep that as well. All right, let's move on to everything else that is back here. So from Essence, we had the Got a Crush on Apricots highlighter. Again, this was something I picked up for that video and then realized it was completely sold out and you couldn't get it anymore by the time I got to that video. So, beautiful highlighter. I am going to keep it, but that's part of the reason you never saw it again. Alright, so moving on to these right here, starting with these three. So these are from the ColourPop Harry Potter collection. I have all three of them. So we have Hedwig. This one's beautiful. I think that one's my absolute favorite. We have Buckbeak. And we have Dobby. Those are going nowhere. I love Harry Potter. I love those highlighters. They're absolutely beautiful. From Iconic London, we have this one that came out earlier this year. This is the Lit and Luminous Baked Highlighter. This is such a beautiful highlighter. I absolutely love that one. Such a good one. From Charlotte Tilbury, we have the Pillow Talk Multi Glow Highlighter. This one I think was like a re-release. She had it a long time ago, sold out, people wanted it back, so she re-released it. I really enjoy this. I like this because it's like 4 highlighters in one. I can go into each one individually, or I can kind of swirl it and get just a really pretty fun highlighter, but this is beautiful. I have the shade Romance Light. I believe it was the lighter one of the two. That is going nowhere. Of course, we have my Fenty Beauty Demi Glow in Too Much. There's nothing demi about these. Let's just put it that way. These are blinding. These are beautiful. I absolutely love this formula. I would love to get more of these, and I think these are limited edition, so don't sleep on this. I need to... Oh my gosh, y'all. I just shattered that everywhere. Y'all. I want to cry right now. I cannot believe I just did that. Like, it's still usable and I will still use it, but yeah, I shattered that. So, that was fun. Let me go ahead and clean this up really quick and then we will carry on. I don't think I'm going to be able to repress that, unfortunately, but that sucks. Hold on. Alright, Miss Fenty is cleaned up. We had a moment of silence for her. This is what we have left, and I am going to keep it because I do think there's quite a bit of product left in here. But let's go ahead and very carefully move on. So from Natasha Denona, we have the Hygen Skincare Infused Glow Beautifier. I have the shade 01 Light, and this is a really nice formula. It kind of reminds me of the Super Shock formula from ColourPop, except a little bit more sophisticated and elegant. I really, really enjoy this. You you can mix it with like your primer, her primer specifically, I don't know about other ones, and use it for like an all over glow, things like that. I just use it as a highlighter, but this is beautiful. That is going nowhere, and please stay up there. From ABH, we have the Glow Seeker highlighter. This is in the shade Sun Idol. This is the only shade they have, and I think this is supposed to be like them duping themselves for the Omrizi highlighter. I don't know. I never had that one. I wanted it so bad, and just I couldn't afford it, but this is beautiful. I do really love this. This looks really pretty on my skin. It is a little bit darker, but it doesn't have a cast or anything. I really enjoy that highlighter. I don't think we're going to do too well in this category, y'all. From Maybelline, we have the Master Chrome Metallic Highlighter. This is in the shade, which one is this? I can't remember the name of this one. I think it's the Champagne one. I could be wrong, but these are fantastic. I absolutely love this formula. It's probably my favorite highlighter formula from the drugstore, with the exception of the new one from L'Oreal. That one's pretty fantastic as well, but these are beautiful. Danessa Myricks, we have the Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Powder Lowlighter. This is in the shade Unbothered, and I'm never sure where to keep this because it can be very highlighty, but if you go into heavy-handed, it's more of a glowy blush. So I have it in with here with my highlighters. It could kind of go either way, but this is really beautiful. It's that same formula that she has for her blushes and all of that. It lasts all day. It goes on beautifully. I really enjoy this one a lot. Let's see here. From Sephora, we have their Colorful Luminizer. This is in the shade Rose Quartz. This was nice. It wasn't fantastic. It is a little bit sheer, I guess. Like, it builds up. It does have a really pretty, like, highlighty effect to it. It is really soft. It's really smooth. Nice for the price point. It's not a favorite, but it's not awful. Like, I will absolutely get some use out of it. From Makeup Revolution, we have the, what are these called? The Silk Touch Highlighters. I can't remember exactly. This is in the shade Rose Luster. This is gorgeous. It is so blinding, so beautiful. It's that baked formula. Love that one. Let's come right here. Bobbi Brown, we have the Highlighting Powder in Pink Glow. This is so beautiful. I love this highlighter so much. I need to get more use out of it. I got it as like a spend so much, pick out your free gifts somewhere around the holidays last year. It might have been a Black Friday thing, but the highlighter is beautiful. It's pricey. I've had my eye on it forever, and I love it. From Ofra, I have two of their highlighters. I have the classic OG Rodeo Drive, and then I also have the one in collaboration with Samantha March. This is the highlighter in Dream Chaser, and this is what Rodeo Drive looks like. This one is teetering on too dark for me. I can still get away with it. I do really enjoy this. Ofra has a beautiful highlighter formula, but my favorite one is Dream Chaser from the Samantha March collab. This is beautiful. It's a pink highlighter. I absolutely love that one. Those are going nowhere. Haus Labs, we have the Bio Radiance Gel Powder Highlighter. Mine is in the shade Pink Amethyst. These are beautiful. This is more of a topper for me. I can't wear this on its own. I need to put it over top like a blush. Obvious. Hello, duh. I said blush topper. But anyways, very pretty. Goes on really nicely. It is a little bit more on like the glittery side. It doesn't leave behind chunks or anything, but it does look very glittery on the skin. But it is a beautiful, beautiful formula. I absolutely love that one. From Dior, I have my Backstage Glow Face Palette. This is in 002 Glitz. I just like the color selection of this one better. I can wear all of these. This one I like to wear it on my eyes versus my actual cheeks. I'm sorry, I keep getting out of frame. But this is beautiful. I love this highlighting palette. I pined after it for the longest time, and I am in no way disappointed. That is going nowhere. All right, we have a Declutter. This is from Kay Voss. This is the Fairy Dust Pressed Highlighter. I got this one in a BoxyCharm very recently. It might have been the June one, and this is horrible. I don't like it. It's dusty. It doesn't look good on. It's already hard panned. It's going bye-bye. Skin by Kim, I have her highlighter in Rose Glow. Very pretty formula. Nothing spectacular. There's nothing that like makes this stand out. It is just a basic highlighter formula. Still very pretty. I do enjoy it. From Delancey, this one is the Diamond Multi-Chrome Highlighter. This is beautiful. It has that shift to it. I don't know if the camera is picking it up. I think it might be. It has like a green to a pink to a purple shift. Absolutely gorgeous. I got this one in an ice cream beauty box and I love that little thing. I kind of forgot about it. From Rare Beauty, I have the Enlighten Highlighter. These are super, super, super like fragile from what I understand. I'm not going to say anything because I'm still holding it in my hand, but I think you know where I'm going with this. I am going to keep it. What I was going to say was I have yet to drop it and break it, but I didn't want to say that while I was holding it in my hand. I have the Benefit Box Highlighter. This is in the shade Cookie. This is the old packaging. It's big, it's clunky, but this is such a gorgeous highlighter. It is an OG highlighter, and I absolutely love that one. It is going nowhere. From Lethal Cosmetics, from the Avatar The Last Airbender collection, we have the White Lotus Pressed Highlighter. This is okay. It's a little bit on the chunkier side. It is beautiful on the skin. It has that really pretty like pink reflective flip to it. It's just, I have to kind of go in with caution because it can be a little overwhelming. I can get a lot of fallout, things like that, but it is still really pretty and I'm going to hang on to it because of the collection. Me and my boys watched that whole thing this summer and I enjoyed it so, so much. From Kaleidos, I have one of their highlighters. This is the Star Surfer one. Absolutely gorgeous. That's going nowhere. From REM Beauty, I have Miss Mercury. This is beautiful as well. This is from Half Magic. This is the Beam Trap, and this is nice. I did get a tip from one of you to use this as like sort of a glowy bronzer, and I have not tried it yet. I'm going to be honest. I've had a lot of things to try, so I do want to hang on to this. This is really pretty. If this does not work as a bronzer, I will probably eventually get rid of it, give it to somebody else, somebody who can actually use it that way, because it is a really nice product, but I can only use this half over here. Even when I mix them together, it's too dark for a highlighter for me. So for now, this one is safe. It may go in the future. From Becca, this is the classic Champagne Pop. This is a newer one. I've had it before, and I had a mini version of it when it was just by Becca, and then I used that one up, bought another one from the Smashbox Becca collection. This is beautiful. It's going nowhere. I love that highlighter. Let's see, we have, the rest of my Odin's Eye highlighters. I thought I only had 2. I actually have 3. So let's go through these really quick. This is from the original Somane collection. So the first one that we have is Rose Sky. That is what this one looks like. It is this really pretty, like, purple pinky flip. We have Azura Shine. This one is like a really pretty, like white with a blue flip to it. And then the last one that I have is going to be Pink Star, and this one is like a yellow to a pink flip. Absolutely gorgeous. These are not nearly as glittery as the newest one that they came out with, so I will be keeping these. I absolutely love these. I'm sure the other one at some point I might get rid of, but for now I am keeping that one. Okay. Uh-oh. Things are falling over. Okay, from MAC, we have the Gleamscape Extra Dimension Skin Finish. This was a holiday limited edition from last year. Absolutely gorgeous. Love that one so, so much. Let's come into these two over here. These are from Color Rose, the Sea Beauty brand that we talked about earlier, and this is their highlighter. These are very similar to each other. They are super, super glittery, so I don't think I'm going to keep both of them. This one actually came shattered. I repressed it and it still kind of falls apart, so I think I'm going to get rid of this one and keep this one. They're super similar. There's not a whole lot of difference, so it's not like I need both of them. So executive decision is being made. All right, from One Size in collaboration with Wicked, we have the Defying Gravity highlighter. Very beautiful. I'm running out of room up here. From Blend Bunny in collaboration with Ellis Atlantis, this is the Celestial Cheek Glaze. This is beautiful on the eyes as like an eye topper. It's too dark for me to use on my skin as a highlighter, but it is very beautiful. I'm going to hang on to that. I'm running out of room to balance things up here, and I'm trying not to knock anything over and break the rest of my stuff. So, all right, these are my ColourPop Super Shock highlighters. So the first one that we have is going to be Flexitarian. OG shade, everybody knows it, everybody loves it. I love it. I have the shade Felicity. This one is beautiful. It's like this really pink, or this really pretty like pink flippy one. From the Winnie the Pooh collection, I have the shade 100 Acre Wood. This is a really pretty gold highlighter. I can wear this, I just have to go in very lightly handed. I absolutely love this, plus it's Winnie the Pooh and it's adorable. I have the two that came out with the Twilight collection. We have the shade Vampire Skin, and then we have the shade Meadow. These are both absolutely gorgeous. Vampire Skin is very similar to the Fenty Diamond Balm. Fenty Diamond Balm is a little bit more translucent on the skin, but it's still going to give the same effect. Very beautiful. And then we have my favorite one, which is Meadow. It has that really pretty like pink purple flip to it. Absolutely stunning. Love those. All right, we are getting into some more of like the palettes. I do have one more single back here. This is my one and only highlighter from Jaclyn Cosmetics. This is in the shade Iced. You can't get this anymore. Her brand closed. I don't support Jaclyn Hill. I'm not a huge fan of hers anymore. I don't like dishonest people. We're not going to get into that, but she did have a bomb highlighter. She did have a bomb bronzer, and I'm going to keep them for that reason. She already got my money, so it doesn't matter at this point. All right, Glamlight Ghost Faced Highlighter Duo. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. These are, again, a lot like the Diamond Balm. You've got this one that is more of like a white base, and then you have this one that has a little bit more of a yellow base. Absolutely stunning. Wicked Widow The Crow, their little highlighter duo. I can only use this one. If you watched my video reviewing this collection, this was a disaster on my face. It looks good on my eye. I don't really go for those tones a lot, but it is really pretty as like an eye topper. But nevertheless, I will be keeping it because I absolutely love The Crow. And no, I am not going to see the remake. I refuse. All right, Unearthly. Let's do all of the Unearthly highlighters because I have quite a few of them. So let me pull out, I think this is it. I think this is all of, yes, okay. So the first one that we have is the Get Groovy. These two right here were from their summer mystery boxes from last year. I believe the Get Groovy was the larger mystery box, and then Spaced Out was the smaller one. So this is the Get Groovy. It has these really pretty like orangey, bronzy, coppery tones in it. Absolutely stunning. Then we have Spaced Out, which has our pinks in it. I have the Resurgence Highlighter Duo. This is in collaboration with Heather Austin. This is so incredibly good. Do not let this one fool you because even on my fair skin, it looks stunning. It looks absolutely beautiful. She nailed it with that one. And then I have the Dreamer Highlighter Palette as well. This is so, so pretty. This is very wearable, very everyday. It's not super flippy or anything like that, but these are so incredibly beautiful, blinding, just reflective on the face, on the cheek. Love, love, love those. Okay. I have my Patrick Ta Highlighter Duo. This is in the shade Daddy. Lots of mixed reviews on this. The more I use it, the more I enjoy it, but the cream is very, 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 I cannot stress enough how incredibly balmy it is, but it does look beautiful on the cheek, so gotta give them that. My Natasha Denona Golden Highlighter Trio. This is beautiful. This came out a couple months ago with her Golden Collection. Beautiful highlighters, not the same as the one that we talked about earlier, but still a beautiful formula. From Martine Cosmetics, we have the Shark Zone Highlighter Trio. This came out with the Mayday collection for Halloween last year. I love these highlighters. They're very pretty, very cute. The blue, I don't get a whole lot of use out of, but these two are really pretty, so I like that. From Fantasy Cosmetica, we have the Celestial Lights highlighter palette. These are beautiful, but they are very, very pigmented. So this is something I probably won't get a whole lot of use out of on my cheek. Something more for like my eyes, inner corners, toppers, things like that. But it is absolutely beautiful. And Fantasy Cosmetica is one of my absolute favorite indie brands. They just do such a good job. And then from Cosmic Beauty, we have the Frosting Highlighter Trio. These are so beautiful. These are flippy. They are, I believe, duochromes, but they are just so beautiful on the cheeks. They have kind of like that putty feel to them, and they just look so reflective. They are so, so incredibly smooth. Ugh, love this palette. Okay, I think, nope, there's more. There's one more. My Essence Pure Nude Highlighter. I repurchased this recently whenever I did my Essence video because I had it in the past, I got rid of it, and then I missed it. So I'm okay with repurchasing it. It's not very expensive, but that's why I'm a little bit more hesitant to declutter things, just because I may not be in the mindset for it now, but who's to say that I won't be in the future. So there is that one, and I believe that is everything. So I'm going to go ahead and put this whole drawer back together, and then we will move on to the next drawer. Alright, this drawer is put back together. Not a whole lot of damage in here, but I really do enjoy a lot of these highlighters, but I did wean out some of the ones that I'm not going to use, a couple of the duds, things like that. But let's go ahead and move on to our next drawer down here. I'm probably going to have to move this tripod a little bit, so just to get the drawer open. Okay, this is going to be concealers and setting sprays. So once again, let me go ahead and adjust my camera, and we will dive into this drawer. Alright, let's go ahead and start with concealers, and then we will move into setting sprays. So up first we have these two from Tarte. This is the Creamy Creaseless Concealer and the Creaseless Corrector. I love both of these. This is such a good formula. They reformulated this recently, and this one is hands down better than the first formula that they had. Really, really good. The Cali Ray Hideaway Under Eye Corrector. Love this. If you've been here, if you've watched my channel, you know how much I love and adore that. It is perfect. The Rare Beauty Eye Brightener, beautiful. Love that. Going to keep it. My Gucci concealer, holy grail. Love it so, so much. The NYX Pro Fix Stick, I am going to keep that one as well. I really enjoyed that one. I know a lot of people didn't, but I found it to be very creamy, and it sits under my eyes really nicely. My Natasha Denona, this is another one that I absolutely love. I did not get the correct shade, but I like to mix this one with my Gucci. It's a beautiful combo under my eyes, and I absolutely love it, but I think next time when I run out of this, I'm going to get the correct shade for me. The House Labs concealer, this is beautiful, absolutely love it. It is more full coverage, but it lays beautifully under the eyes. The Catrice True Skin, I actually don't mind this. It is a little bit more on the full coverage, and it can be a little cakey if I go in too heavy-handed, but I like that one. Very nice. The Cover FX Skin Discovered Longwear Concealer, this is so beautiful. Very full coverage, but also lightweight at the same time, and you do not have to set it with a powder. It is self-setting. My Hourglass concealer, I just repurchased this because this is a holy grail. I absolutely love that one. The e.l.f., what are you called? The Flawless Brightening Concealer. Love this. Probably the best one from the brand. The Refi Concealer, love this one as well. The Tula Skincare Concealer, this is really, really nice. This one is a little too light for me, so I like to pair it with one of the ones that I have in my collection that's a little bit on the darker side, but this is very thin, very lightweight, looks beautiful under the eyes, nice and hydrating, perfect for more mature skin. Of course, my Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Concealer, going nowhere. The Huda Beauty Faux Filter Concealer, I like this. It's not a holy grail of mine. I know a lot of people like live by this concealer, but it's okay. It's not bad. It's just not a favorite, but it will stay. My Lancome Concealer, this is absolutely beautiful. I love this one. It is a little bit on the yellowy side for me, but I can still make it work, especially if I go in with a lavender setting powder over top, but that one is beautiful. Another one that I would absolutely repurchase in the correct shade in the future. The Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser Corrector Concealer. This is the holy grail as well. I don't even know how many of these I have purchased at this point, but I love that one. The NYX Bear With Me Concealer, this is beautiful, but as a lot of other people do, I like this more all over as a foundation, and a lot of it has to do with the applicator. I hate the little pump applicator. I wish they would have given us a doe foot or a stick or even a pot. It drives me nuts. The KVD Good Apple Serum Concealer, that is going to be a keep. I'm not doing very well, am I? But we're getting to it. I know we are. Okay, the Catrice Under Eye Brightener. Beautiful. Absolutely love that. The Sigma Spectrum Color Correcting Duo in Light to Medium. This is okay. I can only use this one. This one is too dark for me, but I do like this one. But I would not repurchase it just because of the fact that this is the lightest one that they have, and it is pretty much too dark for me, but it's fine. It's okay. The Tarte Ultra Creamy Shape Tape Concealer, this is going to go. I bought a mini of it because it was supposed to be ultra creamy, and I still don't like it. It is heavy, it is thick. That's going to go bye-bye. The Kosas, what is this called? Revealer Concealer. This is okay. This is a little too deep for me, a little too yellowy for me. I think their whole line really does lean yellow. I got this in a BoxyCharm as an add-on. It was super cheap, super inexpensive. I wanted to try it, but I'm going to get rid of it just because it does not look good under my eyes. The formula is fine. I won't go out and repurchase it. My Dior Backstage Concealer, I do not like this. This is also very old as well. I have used a ton of this trying to get it to work for me, and it just doesn't look good under my eyes. It sinks into every line. I think it even makes lines. It finds lines. I don't know what it does, but I do not like this. I am going to get rid of it. I don't know why I still have it, to be honest. The Il Makiage I'm Flawless Concealer. I forgot I had this, but this is a beautiful concealer. Is it still good? I hope it's still good. Let's do a little smell test. I think it's still good. It might be on its last leg, so we're gonna get rid of it. I don't want to put that under my eyes. My eyes are sensitive enough as it is. The e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. This is nice, but mine is very old. It's almost empty anyway, and oh, that stinks. I'm going to get rid of that. Gross. The Fenty Beauty Bright Fix Eye Brightener. I did not like this. It is very thick, very drying. The shade is completely wrong for me, and I'm just not a fan of it. So I'm going to get rid of this. I think I got that in a BoxyCharm as well. And then we have the Fenty Beauty Wear Even Concealer. This is not a favorite of mine. I like this better than some of the other things that I have that I just got rid of, but it's not a favorite. I do want to hang on to it. I want to get some more use out of it. Again, I want to be sure that I don't like it before I get rid of it. So I am going to hang on to that. And I'm also going to hang on to this one from Ritual de Fille. This is their lab access release. So this is not a product that's on the market yet. They're still working on it, I believe. I don't think they've come out with it yet, but I do really enjoy this, and I use this like on my own time. So I'm going to keep that one as well. So let's go ahead and put all these back in here, and then we will move on to setting sprays. That doesn't fit in there very nicely, but we're going to leave it like this for now. So I'm just going to take that out. And we're going to move on to all of this. So this is a lot of setting spray. Nobody needs this much setting spray, but it is what it is. So let's go ahead and dive into this. The NYX The Marshmallow Setting Spray, absolutely love this. It smells so good. It works really nicely. It really helps to kind of reset your makeup, kind of make it look not so powdery. It does have a marshmallow scent to it though, so be aware of that. The e.l.f. Power Grip Dewy Setting Spray, love this one as well. So sorry if I'm out of camera, and I'm really sorry about the lighting. I know it's getting worse in here, but just roll with it, okay? Beautiful, love that one. I had this little mini that I got from maybe Influencer, maybe something else, I don't remember, but it's the Professional Super Setter from Benefit. This is nice, I like it. This is going to be a good little travel one for me. One size on till dawn. Do we even need to say anything more? The ColourPop Pretty Fresh, we're going to keep this one as well. I like this one in more of like the winter months. It's very hydrating on my skin. Of course, we have my Kate Somerville Uncomplicated SPF Setting Spray. This one is like a staple for me in the summer. Since it's going on over a bunch of makeup, it doesn't irritate my skin, but this is a must-have for me in the summer here. I carry this in my purse. I reapply it. This is like my sunscreen, and I love that so much. My Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray is going nowhere. The Juvia's Place is going nowhere. Guys, I think these are like going nowhere. This one from e.l.f. is nice. We're going to keep that one too. This one is fine. It's not a favorite, but it does the trick, so we're going to keep that one. We're going to keep Patrick Ta. Again, not doing very well. A backup of my MAC Fix Plus. This is actually the new one that they just repackaged, so it has a pump on it. I'm almost done with the one that I have, so whenever I'm done with that one, I'll dive into this one. And I figure if I hate the pump, I can just transfer it to my other one because I don't have an issue with that pump. I've never had an issue with it, but I know a lot of people have. The Hourglass Veil Setting Spray, I think this is like, it's not empty. I can feel product in there, but it doesn't pump out anymore, so I'm just going to get rid of it. Ridiculously expensive, super fine mist, but it is what it is. The LYS Natural Finish Skin Loyalty Setting Spray. I love this thing, but it doesn't spray. It like starts to and then it doesn't, so I think it's clogged. I just need to mess with it and unclog it, but I absolutely love this. It's going nowhere. And then the same with my NARS Light Reflecting Makeup Setting Mist. Love this one as well. Okay, well, let's go ahead and put these back in the drawer, and then we will move on to what I believe is our final drawer that we're going to go through. All right, so this drawer is complete. Let's go ahead and shut this one, and we're going to move on to this one. This one terrifies me. Let me move the tripod just a little bit. This one is primers and powders, y'all. This is out of control, absolutely ridiculous. So let me go ahead and adjust the camera. I need to get on the floor for this one as well because I can't keep bending over. So hang on, we'll be right back. All right, let's go ahead and dive into this beast of a drawer. So in here, this is going to be all of my primers and all of my like glow illuminizers, all of that. So there's a couple of powders in here as well. I am running out of room. This is wildly overpacked. So let's just kind of start pulling stuff. So from Ritual Defee, we have the Creature of Light. I do enjoy this. I use this under my foundation. I don't mix it in. I don't use it as a highlighter. It was a little overpriced for what it is, but I do like it for that purpose. I just wouldn't repurchase it, and I wouldn't recommend it because it doesn't work well the other ways. But we are going to keep that. My NARS Light Reflecting Hydrating Primer. We are going to keep this as well. Love that one. The NYX Plump Right Back. This is a beautiful primer. It's affordable. It's at the drugstore. It just adds a good little amount of hydration, a little bit of tack. Very similar to like the Milk Makeup, the e.l.f., all of that, but just not quite as tacky, more on the hydrating side. From Auric, we have the Glow Lust. I absolutely love this. It's going nowhere. This is another one of those illuminizers. I am going to keep that one as well. That's a powder that can go back there. The La Roche-Posay sunscreen. I can't use this, so I am going to get rid of that. The Sephora Mattify and Refine Primer. This is nice. It is more on the mattifying side. It's not super mattifying. It might be a little too heavy for my skin, but I'm going to hang on to it because I want to try it out a little bit more. I really enjoyed it last summer, but I did notice I didn't love it as much as I thought I did, but I need to try it some more, make sure before I get rid of it. The e.l.f. Jelly Pop Dew Primer, absolutely love this. It's going nowhere. I need to get a backup because from what I understand, this was limited edition. They brought it back, and I don't know if they brought it back limited edition or if they brought it back permanent. But either way, I need to get another one because I like this better than the Power Grip Primer. I am going to keep the Power Grip Primer, but I find this to be a little bit more liquidy and a little bit more tacky than what I prefer. So I like this one, or I like the Milk Hydro Grip, but I will get some use out of this one. I'm not going to declutter it. I just won't repurchase it. My Herborian CC Red Correct. Absolutely love this for days that I want to do a very light foundation and I just don't want any of that redness peeking through. Sometimes I don't mind it, but sometimes I want something a little bit more lightweight and I don't want my redness showing through. This is fantastic. The Flower Beauty Skin Smoothie Hydro Pop Primer. This is nice. I don't mind it. It is a little bit, hold on, wait, let me make sure before I say that. Make sure yes, this is very watery, very hydrating. It does feel very nice. I don't see where it adds a whole lot to the longevity of my makeup, but it sits really well under my makeup and it feels beautiful on the skin. Same thing with this one from Laura Mercier. It doesn't really extend the wear of my makeup either, but it is nice and hydrating. This one is a little bit thicker than the one from Flower Beauty, so just depending on my hydration needs, depends on which one I go for, but I do really enjoy that one as well. The Gerard Cosmetics BB Illumination Facial Cream. We are going to get rid of this because this is extremely glowy. The shade is awful. It is like, look at that. That is just, it's a no for me. So we are going to declutter that one. Let me grab my towel really quick. Wipe that off. Okay. My MAC Strobe Cream. Absolutely love this. Beautiful. Going absolutely nowhere. I have two of the Hourglass Vanish primers. They are both like little travel size. I love this primer. It's beautiful. That is going nowhere. The Benefit Do La La. This is okay. It's not bad. It's not anything that I won't get use out of, but it's also not anything that I won't repurchase. So I'm going to keep that for now. The e.l.f. Woe Glow Sunscreen. This was awful. It was very sticky. It was very heavy, very oily feeling. I don't like it. Plus, it's a chemical sunscreen, so I can't use it. My Kosas Dream Beam. Absolutely love this. Beautiful, beautiful. We're going to keep that. We're also going to keep my L'Oreal Lumi Glotion. We're gonna keep the e.l.f. It's not my favorite, but I feel like this is very, very popular. People rant and rave about it. They talk about it. They love it. So I am going to keep it for now, but I don't know if I'll get a whole lot of use out of it. I prefer the Charlotte Tilbury over the e.l.f., but if I had to pick one, I'm gonna go for the Catrice Soft Glam Filter Fluid any day over all of these. This one is a holy grail. It's a favorite. It came out this year and I fell in love with this one hard. Oh, and I am going to keep the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. That's not going anywhere. The Juvia's Place, I'm going to keep this one as well. I like this one more on its own than I do under foundations and stuff. It tends to be a little bit thicker, but it is nice and I am going to keep that one. I'm going to keep my Danessa Myricks Yummy Blurring Balm. This is in translucent. I want to get a tinted one because I really love this one. This one keeps me nice and dry in the Texas heat that we have here. I don't have oily skin, I've said it before, but this is great for sweat. All right, the Il Makiage Power Redo. This is one of those like pore filling, smoothing primers. This is really nice. It's not going to do what they claim to do. I'm a sucker. I fell for it, but I am going to keep that one. I'm also going to keep the e.l.f. Luminous Putty Primer. I prefer the Luminous over the original one. I just think this works better on my skin. It looks better on my skin. I do really enjoy this one, so I'm going to go ahead and keep that. I am going to declutter my Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. I absolutely love this, but mine is like right at the end. It's not even the color that it should be anymore. It still smells fine, but I don't know, there's something about the way that looks, and it's just about empty anyway. I need to repurchase this because I love this in the winter time. It works beautifully for my skin, so I'm going to get rid of that one, but I will probably repurchase it. I have an empty of my Milk Makeup Hydro Grip. Why I put this in here, I have no idea, but we're going to get rid of it. I need to repurchase that as well, just because I love it. We're going to get rid of this e.l.f. Stay Cool Priming Stick. This is oily, it's greasy, it's awful, I don't like it. It's going to go bye-bye. What is this? The Glowy Super Gel. This is in Star Glow. This is a sample that I got, and I absolutely love this. I will hands down 100% repurchase a full size. I would love to get the pink version of this as well, but this one is really, really good. It's going nowhere. The Wet n Wild Impossible Primer Stick. I really like this. I'm not a huge fan of stick primers, but this one is really nice, so I am going to keep that one. The ZC Sunscreen. I tried giving this to my boys. They didn't like it either, so I'm going to put this in the declutter. Maybe somebody will take it. If not, it'll go in the trash, but did not like it. It has a huge white cast. It is thick. It is heavy. It is stinky. I don't like it. The Hourglass... Which one is this one? This is the Airbrush Primer. I don't think these are the same. So this is the Airbrush Primer, and this is the, oh, look, this is the Airbrush Primer as well. So I have 3 of these, y'all, but this one's in a little glass bottle. We're going to keep it. It's going to go down there. My Gucci Mattifying Primer. I love this because it's mattifying, but it's not like drying mattifying, so it works really well for my normal skin. If you have super oily skin, I don't think you're gonna like this because it's not mattifying enough, but it is for me, if that makes sense. The NYX Marshmallow Primer, I'm going to get rid of this. I have said it before, I hate the smell of this. It does not smell like marshmallows. It smells nothing like the setting spray. It works, it's fine, but I cannot stand the smell of it. It doesn't go away. It makes me want to vomit, so I'm going to get rid of that. My Stila One Step Correct primer. Love this. It works. It does wonders. I know it's kind of hit or miss. Stila's kind of, I don't know if they're trying to make a comeback. I don't know what they're doing. People don't really talk about them much, but I do really enjoy this. I think it does what I need it to do. The One Size Secure the Glow Primer. Love this. This is another one of those like hydrating tacky primers. It's beautiful. I love this one. I'm going to keep it. My YSL Touche Eclat Primer. This is a silicone-based primer, but it looks beautiful on the skin. It kind of blurs everything. It just helps the makeup glide onto the skin, and I really enjoy that, so I'm going to keep it. The Essence Hello Good Stuff. This is another one of my favorite primers if I just want a lot of hydration, a little bit of extra glow. This does help my makeup last longer, so I'm going to keep that one as well. The Huda Beauty, what is this? The Water Jelly Primer. I really enjoy this one as well. I like the way it feels on my skin. I like the way it sits on my skin. It doesn't add a tack or anything, but I definitely feel like my makeup lasts a little bit longer whenever I wear this one. I hope she doesn't discontinue it. There's some things from the brand that I'm like, please, please, please don't get rid of. The e.l.f. Liquid Poreless Putty Primer. This is okay. I haven't used this a whole lot. I need to try it some more before I get rid of it. This is just a liquid version of this one right here, so we're going to hang on to it for now. We're going to refamiliarize ourselves with it. The Milk Makeup Cloud Glow. This is like foamy water, really is all it is. It does add hydration, it adds a glow, but that's about it. You don't get a whole lot of product. It's a little pricey for what it is. I will use it up, but I will not repurchase it. The Glow Recipe Strawberry BHA Pore Smooth Blur Drops. These are really nice. This is another one that I really enjoy in the summer. I don't think it does a whole lot as far as like pores go. I don't have a whole lot of pores. I have a few around my nose that are bigger, but this really kind of helps again with the Texas heat. So a lot of the primers that I have that are mattifying, pore blurring, things like that, I have for the summer, so I don't use them year round, but I do really enjoy this one. And then of course, last but not least, we have the One Size Secure the Sweat. I hate the packaging on this. It drives me nuts. I cannot stand it. I loathe it. Even the lid doesn't stay on. It gets crusty. It gets gross. I have to clean it, but it's a fantastic product. It does exactly what you want it to do. I wore this under my makeup when we went to the Taylor Swift concert a year and a half ago now. It was like April of 2023, and we were outside in the heat waiting to get inside. It was hot in there. We were singing, dancing, jumping around. My makeup did not budge. I used this, I used the setting spray, and I was hooked immediately. So I'm going to keep that as well. Let me pull this out. We're going to pull powders forward. Y'all, we're gonna pull this forward. We're gonna go through these and then we'll put the whole drawer back together. So let's dive into this. Okay, my Guerlain Meteorites. This is in limited edition packaging. Absolutely love these. I don't set my face with these. You can, but I use this as more of a finishing powder to add a little bit of a glow and glisten back to my skin. Beautiful, beautiful powder. Love it. Pricey, but well worth it in my opinion. It does have a fragrance to it, and it is very reminiscent for me of like my grandmother. It has sort of like that old lady powdery smell. I don't know how else to describe it. I know that's very rude, but it is what it is. It reminds me of my grandma. So all right, the Huda Beauty Easy Bake and Snatch Pressed Powder. I actually really like this. I know a lot of people didn't. I have the shade Cherry Blossom Cake, and I like the fact that it has a little bit of sheen to it. I have the OG Huda Beauty in here as well. I love that, but I do really enjoy this, so I am going to keep it. The Polite Society More Than a Pretty Powder. Love it. I've been using it a lot. I recently reviewed it. This is a fantastic finely milled powder. It looks so beautiful on the skin. The One Size Translucent Powder. I actually really like this. I like this in the summer. I like this for the heat. It kind of really helps to keep everything at bay. It keeps my oils in place. I love, or not my oils, my sweat in place. And I love that it has this little flap. So I am going to keep that. Of course, we have my La Mer powder, probably the craziest purchase that I have ever made, but this is a fantastic powder. It is very finely milled. This sucker is heavy. If somebody breaks into your house, you grab this and throw it at them. It will take them down immediately, I guarantee you. But this is a beautiful powder, and it's going nowhere. I want to say I wouldn't repurchase it whenever I run out, but it really is that good, so I can't make that promise, but I will 100% use it. My Hourglass Translucent Setting Powder, holy grail, absolutely love this. It has a nice sheen to the skin. It is very like mature skin friendly, normal skin friendly, dry skin friendly. If you have oily skin, this is probably not going to be the one for you, but I absolutely love this. We're probably not going to do very well with powders either. The Kosas Cloud Set. I have two of these. So the first one that I got was Breezy. And this one is a little too dark for me. It's a little too yellowy for me. I can use it if I use it over a foundation that's too light for me, but I think I'm going to get rid of this one because I did get the shade Airy, and this one is like perfect for me. Let me show you a side by side so you can see what I'm talking about. So I think I'm going to get rid of this one just because I have an absolute ton of powder in here, and why hang on to something that's not the right shade for me when I can pass it on to somebody else? I actually might need to trash this one now that I'm looking at it. Yeah, it's got a little bit of a funky smell, so I think I'm going to trash this one, but we are going to keep this one. From Kojen Dough, we have the, what is this one called? The Sheer Moist Powder. This is beautiful. This is the other product that I picked up with the foundation. This is so finely milled. It looks beautiful on the skin. It almost has a hydrating effect. I'm looking for something that is going to do the same thing as the Becca Hydro Mist powder. I loved that powder. If you had it, you know what I'm talking about. It felt like water when you dipped your fingers into it, and I was hoping this would be the same. This is the closest I've found, but it is not the same. I still need to try the one from Hard Candy. I've had several people tell me that one is like spot on, but I don't shop at Walmart, and it's an anxiety thing. It's too many people. It stresses me out just pulling into the parking lot. I can't do it. So I need to order it online and just get over it. But anyways, I'm going to keep this one. Beautiful. Love that powder. I'm also going to keep my Laura Mercier. This is a beast of a powder. I bought the great big huge one because I love this powder. And did I need the huge one? No. Am I going to use it? Absolutely, because I love it. I don't know why I'm opening and showing you these because it's powder. So I'm going to keep that one as well. My NYX HD Finishing Pressed Powder, we're going to keep this one. This is in the shade Banana. It does have a little bit of a yellow tint to it, but it doesn't come off yellow on the skin. So we're going to keep that one. I love it. The Catrice Soft Glam Filter Powder. I'm going to hang on to this for now, see if I get any use out of it. It's nice as a finishing powder. It's not my favorite, but I want to keep testing it. It's still pretty new, so if I haven't used it by the end of the year, I will probably declutter it, but for now it is going to stay. My two Huda Beauty powders, I have Pound Cake and I have Cupcake. Pound Cake I've had for a very long time. This is not a perfect shade match for me, but I do like it, so I'm going to keep it because, again, it's one of those I can use over a foundation that's too light for me, and this is not going to expire like the one from Kosas will. So I am okay with keeping this one, and I'm also going to keep this one. This is in the shade Cupcake. Perfect shade for me. It has a little bit of that pinky undertone to it. It looks beautiful on my skin. Those are going nowhere. The Maybelline Fit Me powder. So this is a really nice powder, but it's almost a little too heavy for my skin. So I'm struggling as to whether or not I want to keep it. At this point, I have lots of other affordable options, ones that I like better. So this is a fantastic powder, but it's heavy. I have a really hard time wearing it on my skin. I just don't like the way my makeup generally looks when I wear it. So I think I am going to declutter this one. So yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, it just doesn't work for me. It is beautiful though. It just, not for my skin. It's too heavy. My Sigma Soft Focus Setting Powder. This is in the shade Vanilla Bean. This is such an under-hyped powder. This is gorgeous. I've said it before, I am not a huge fan of Sigma eyeshadow formula, but the rest of their stuff, they have some beautiful, beautiful products. I really want to try their skin tint out, but this is great. I love this. We are going to keep that. The e.l.f. Halo Glow Setting Powder. We're going to keep this. This is beautiful. We're going to keep the Lunar Beauty Luniversal Setting Powder. I have the shade Translucent Light. This is so incredibly fine milled as well. This is very similar to the new one from Polite Society. I love both of them. I recommend both of them. There's a wider shade range in the Lunar Beauty one than there is in the Polite Society one, but it's just kind of preference, but I do love both of those. I'm running out of room down here on the floor. From Dominique Cosmetics, I have both of her setting powders. I have the shade Translucent and I have the shade Rosita. I really enjoy these. It's not a favorite powder, but it's not a bad powder. I will use it, but I don't think I would repurchase it. Shove that back there. The new Tarte Creaseless Setting Powder. This is a beautiful setting powder. I wish I had gotten the purple or the translucent. I absolutely want to pick them up, but the pink is just so incredibly pigmented. It looks good on my skin, but it doesn't look good under my eyes. It is too pink, too pigmented for under my eyes, but the formula is beautiful. This is incredibly finely milled. It really blurs the under eyes. It doesn't sink into lines. It doesn't accentuate anything. I adore this, and I definitely want to pick up probably both of the shades, probably lavender and translucent eventually. From Fenty Beauty, I have my Pro Filter Powder. This is my lavender powder. So anytime I talk about, oh, I can fix that with my lavender powder, this is my lavender powder. It has just the tiniest little hint of purple in it, but it combats those yellow undertones perfectly. This is such a beautiful powder. It can be a little heavy if you go in too heavy-handed. A little bit goes a long way. It still has a little bit of a fragrance to it. I love this powder. The other shades, they don't work out for me. They're a little too dark, a little too yellow, but this one is beautiful. I love that one. Oh, Givenchy. This is the Givenchy Prism Libre powder. This is the original formula. It is a mini size. This is in the shade Satin Blanc. I was going to repurchase a bigger one in Mussolini, but they have reformulated this and it has a shimmer to it, and I don't know how I feel about that. I don't understand why they reformulated it, why they ruined a good thing. So many people are complaining about it. They're not a fan of it. I have a feeling they're going to go back. So I'm holding on, and yeah, I'm going to hang on to this because this is a really good powder. It's beautiful. I love it. I'm really hoping that they come out with the other one, but that's going nowhere. I have this little guy from MAC. I'm going to get rid of this. This is the Studio Fix Powder Plus Foundation. It's a sample that I got in the shade NC20. I used to use this to kind of correct mistakes with my eyeshadow, and I don't need it. I have an absolute ton of eyeshadow palettes in this shade in particular. I have other powders. We're going to get rid of it. It's not very big. I know it's like, oh, okay, but we're going to get rid of that. My MAC Mineralized Skin Finish. This is in light. Absolutely beautiful. Love this powder. It has a beautiful sheen to it. Love the way it looks on my skin. My One Size Turn Up the Base Powder Foundation. This is a really good powder foundation. I really do love this, but this is a little too deep for me, a little too yellowy for me. I can't decide what to do with it because it does look really good on my skin. It does work, and once I get everything else on, you can't really tell. And this is actually my second one. I went through one completely back whenever I lived and breathed for a powder foundation. So I think I am going to hold on to this for now. And if I don't get any use out of it, I will declutter it. But for now, you are safe. The Lawless Perfecting Powder in the shade Fair. I think we like this one. I hit pan in it. We're going to keep it. It's a beautiful powder. My Dior Powder No Powder. This is going nowhere. They don't make this anymore, I don't think. Sometimes it's on their website. Sometimes it's not. I don't know what they're doing with it, but I'm not getting rid of it. I love this powder. I wish they would bring it back. I wish brands would quit discontinuing things that people love. Like, pay attention to your audience. The Natasha Denona High Glam Powder Foundation. This is a beautiful foundation, but this is way too light for me. I really want to purchase the one that is a little bit deeper than this, and I plan on doing it. I'm kind of hoping maybe she'll have it on sale during Black Friday or something like that. But for now, I'm going to hold on to this because I love this formula. It is not drying. It is not heavy. It is not cakey. It looks beautiful on my skin. I don't have to worry about how I prep my skin or what I'm going to use. I love it. It has a very natural finish to it, which I love. My Huda Beauty Glowish Powder. I'm going to get rid of this. I got this in a BoxyCharm. It hard pans, and I think she's discontinuing her Glowish line, so there's really no point in keeping it. We're going to get rid of that one as well. The Melt Skin Glazed Sheer Finishing Powder. I have the shade Fair. A lot of people did not like this because of the undertone of it, but I am very cool undertone. This has a pink undertone, and I love this. It is beautiful. I love that sort of like sheer glow that it has to it. It is a little bit on the shimmery side, but if you go in with a brush, it's not too bad. So I'm going to keep this one. I'm one of like probably the only people in the world that enjoys it, but they'll probably discontinue it. It's fine. The Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder. Love this so much. I have finished 2 minis. This is the full size. I finally bit the bullet and decided to buy it. And I used to use this under my eyes all the time. It was like the only thing that I used under my eyes. And then I got, it's not in here, it's in my everyday drawer because I'm not getting rid of it, but the Pat McGrath Blurring Under Eye Powder in the shade Baby Pink. I use that one all the time. So I do still love this one. I will still use it. I'm going to keep it, but it's just kind of been knocked down a peg. But this is a beautiful powder. And then last we have the Hourglass Vanish Airbrush Pressed Powder. This is a glorified touch-up powder. It's exactly what it is. It's overpriced, it's overhyped, but I'm going to keep it and I'm going to use it because it was expensive. I spent my money on it, but just know it's not going to set your face. It's not going to be super blurring. It does touch up really nicely, but it's a little much for what it is. So that is all the powders and primers. I'm going to go ahead and put everything back in this drawer, and then I think we're going to move on to my eye drawer, and that will be the last drawer. So let's go ahead and do this really quick so we can move on because we are almost done. Alright, so this is what the final drawer looks like. So much better. I still have an absolute ton of powders. I don't think I need any more. I'm going to try really hard to not buy any more, but I can't make any promises, and I already have 2 sitting over in my makeup to test drawer. But that is going to complete this drawer. Let's go ahead and move on to this next drawer. This is going to be all of my eye products. I don't think there's a whole lot to get in here, but let's kind of run through this really quick. So let me go ahead and do a camera readjustment and we will jump into this drawer. Alright, so this is all of the eye products in my collection that are not an eyeshadow palette. So we've got primers, singles, liners, mascaras, brows, lashes, like you name it, it's in this drawer. So let's go ahead and jump into this because I know there's some things in here that I definitely want to get rid of, and then we will be done once we're done with this drawer. So starting out right here, we've got, these are liners. So I've got some cake liners, I've got some gel liners, glitter liners, things like that. And I think I'm going to keep most of this. I'm going to keep my Gavisi cake liners. I'm going to keep all of my Melt gel liners. I absolutely love these. My glitter liners we're going to keep. These from Unearthly we're going to keep. But I am going to get rid of this from Essence. This is the Lash Princess liner. This was awful. Don't like it. It pulls, it tugs. We're going to get rid of that. So first declutter of the drawer. This right here is going to be single shadows over here, and then this little tub is going to be shadow sticks and primers. So let's go ahead and dive into this. So we have my Sigma eyeshadow base primer. This is in the shade Persuade. I'm going to keep this. This is really nice. I need to reach for this more. I forget about it because I always go for my MAC paint pot. I am a creature of habit, but I do want to use this. So we're going to keep that. We have this one from Sugar Drizzle. This is a really nice like grippy primer. I don't like to use it just to put shadows on over top of it, but I do like it for like a glitter glue. So I think I might pull this one out. I'm almost done with the glitter glue that I have open from NYX. I do have a backup over here, but I might pull this one out before I open up my backup. My backup is right here. So we're going to keep that one. I have these two from the Glam Light Kiss collection. I'm going to get rid of these. I didn't like them. I didn't like that they weren't very opaque. I don't like the way they go on. I don't like the way they sit on my eyes, and I'm not going to use them. So I am going to get rid of those. This one from Beauty Bay is nice. It's not a favorite. It doesn't work with every single eyeshadow. I've said it before that Adept shadows crease on me like crazy if I don't use a certain eyeshadow primer. So that's kind of how I measure my eyeshadow primers, and they don't crease if I use the one from Sigma, but they do crease if I use this one. I can use this with most formulas, but I can't use it with Adept, but it is a nice one. I am going to keep it. This one from e.l.f., I'm going to get rid of it. There's nothing wrong with it. They have reformulated and repackaged it at this point, but this is kind of like a powdery finish to it. It's okay, but like I said, I'm going to get rid of it. Maybe I'll pick up the other one at some point so we can test that one out. From Danessa Myricks, I have one of her color fixes. This is what I use whenever I want a matte eyeshadow primer. I actually need to put this in my everyday drawer because I forget about it and then I don't want to get up and start looking for one. So I'm going to keep this, but it's probably not going to go back in this drawer. I'm probably going to move it over. My Natasha Denona eyeshadow base. This is another one that works really, really well for everything, even with my Adept. So I need to get more use out of this one. I really need to rotate my eyeshadow primer. Like I said, I'm such a creature of habit, but I need to give some of these other ones some love and give my one from MAC a break. But I'm going to keep that one. I think the rest of these are eyeshadow sticks, so I don't think I'm going to get rid of any of these, but let's kind of run through them really quick. So I do have, I think, 3 from Laura Mercier. I don't know where my other one is. Here it is. We have this one from Laura Mercier as well. These are her caviar sticks. These are fantastic. If you want to have really nice eyeshadow sticks and you don't mind spending a little bit more money on them, these are fantastic. I have the shade Caramel, All Natural, and Wild Rose. These are beautiful. I love these for like quick looks. I love these for travel. I love these for like one and dones. Those are not going nowhere. I have 3 from Victoria Beckham, and these are nice. They are not as good as what I was hoping they would be. I have the shades Trench, Oyster, and Pecan. Wait, I have one more, I thought. Maybe not. No, I don't. I know what it is. Okay, so the shade Trench is very hard to work with. I find that it does not like blend out super easily. It dries down really, really fast, so you have to be really quick with these. You don't have a lot of work time with them, but once they are down, they are not moving. So this is a nice formula, but like I said, you have to be fast. I like these in my waterline as a liner, kind of smudged out a little bit because they are going nowhere. So I won't purchase any more of them. This is the only thing I have found from Victoria Beckham Beauty that I do not like, but I will use them because I have them, and like I said, they are fantastic in the waterline. From NYX, I have the Jumbo Eye Pencil Crayon. This is in the shade, is it Milky? I believe that's what it's called, Milk. This, I mean, this is like an OG product. It is very, very dry at this point. I'm going to get rid of it. I don't use it very much. I used to use it on my inner corner as like an inner corner. You know what? I do want to keep this because I do like to use this on my inner corner if I want to put something in there and I just need like a white base for it to pop on. So I am going to keep this one. I actually remember I bought this one in hopes that it would do the same thing. This one is from ColourPop, and this is in the shade Cold Girl, but this one has more of like a metallic-y silvery finish to it, so it didn't do what I wanted it to do. I am going to keep the one from NYX. I'm going to keep the one from ColourPop as well. Like I have hair in here. There's hair in everything. I have these 2 from CoverGirl. These are really, really nice. They're affordable, fantastic. There's not a wide shade range, but they do look beautiful on the eye. They last all day. I have another 2 more eyeshadow primers from Sigma. I have Ignite. This one is a little bit more on like the yellowy side for me. I like Persuade better. Persuade is a little bit pinkier, and that's usually why I end up going for my MAC paint pot, just because these are more pigmented than that one. That one blends into my skin better, but I do like these. And then I also have this one. This is in the shade Radiance. This one has a shimmer to it, so I don't use it as a base. I like it as like an eyeshadow. On the eyes, it's not going to go anywhere. It won't budge. It will stay in place all day. All right, let's hurry up. Let's quit swatching everything. From About Face, I have this one. This is a really pretty pinky one. I'm going to keep this one as well. I like to use these a lot in my waterline eyeliners, one and dones, things like that. I have this one from Bobbi Brown. This one's okay. It's not a favorite formula of mine. This is in the shade Bark. It is a really, really deep brown. I have this one from Maybelline. This is the color Tattoo in the shade Chartreuse, I think is what it's called. Where's the shade? I Am Unexpected. That's the name of it. I am going to swatch this one because it is so beautiful. It's that really pretty like chartreusey grain shade that I like. These are budge proof. They don't move. They stay all day. Another great affordable option from the drugstore. I have these three from Sugar Drizzle. These are duo ended. One side has like a multi-chrome and the other side has like an iridescent one that matches. So I'm just going to swatch one really quick so you can see what I'm talking about. So this one is in the shade Hummingbird. So that is what that side looks like. You can see that flip that it has to it. And then the other side is more of like an iridescent inner corner shade. So it's still going to have a flip to it. It's just not going to be as opaque. These are beautiful. I don't think these are available anymore. And there were actually more shades when she came out with them. But I am going to keep it. This from One Size. This is the, I don't know. It's like a glitter liquid eyeshadow. It's pretty, not my style. I'm not going to use it. I'm going to get rid of it, but there goes that. And then I have three of the Dazzle sticks from KVD. I love these. These are beautiful. These are nice and they are very reflective, very shimmery. They almost look like glitter on the eye, but they are not glitter on the eye. They are just so, so beautiful. I love these as like one and done, just quick, easy, out the door. But look at how gorgeous that is. I love these so, so much. I have the shades Flash Storm, which is the one I just did, Dusk Rush, and Electro Bolt. Okay, I am going to keep those. These are my single shadows. I don't think there's anything in here that I'm going to get rid of. I'm just going to kind of run through them with you really, really quick. We're not going to do swatches or anything like that, but I have all of my ColourPop Super Shock shadows over here. I have a couple from Phytosurgence in here. I have all of my Victoria Beckham, what are these called? The lid lusters. I have those. I have, oh, these are just empty. These are from Odin's Eye. I ended up putting them in a magnetic case just because it was better. Another one from Phytosurgence. I have the ridiculous $30 Too Faced one. I have this one from Cryptine. I have my glitter puck from Half Magic Beauty. This one's from Bobbi Brown. We've got Chantecaille. We've got the little souffle ones from SARAH. These are really cool. I like those. They're a lot of fun. This loose little pigment that I got in an ice cream beauty box. This is from Beauty Moon Cosmetics. I have a couple of the Melt Gel eyeshadows and two of the Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize shadows. So let me go ahead and pull this out. And then we're going to pull the rest of this forward and we're going to go through this really quick. Okay, so in here I can probably do some damage as well. So up first we have the NYX The Brow Glue. I don't like this. This is way too sticky, way too thick for my brows. I'm not going to use it. I am going to get rid of that. We have my backup of my NYX glitter primer. We're going to keep that. The e.l.f. brow laminating gel. This is fine. It's not bad. It's not great. I'm going to hang on to it for now. The Anastasia clear brow gel. I'm going to hang on to this for now. The Benefit Fluff Up Brow Wax. I do not like this. This is very, very hard to work with for me and it leaves a white cast in my brows, so I'm going to declutter that. This one from Sephora, this is the brow mascara. I used to absolutely love this. It was a favorite of mine, but it is very dried up at this point, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. I found another eyeshadow primer. This is from Tease. This is the Suit of Armor. Like, this is fine. I'm going to go ahead and keep it. It's not bad. I need to kind of use it again. From e.l.f. we have the, what is this called? The Instant Lift Waterproof Brow Pencil. This is nice. It is a little bit on the waxier side, but I am going to hang on to it. I'm going to hang on to my Urban Decay Big Bush Brow Gel. I hate the name of this so much, but I do love it. The NYX Thick It Stick It Thickening Brow Mascara. This is another holy grail of mine. Let's see if it's dried out or not. I don't think it's dried out. I may need to purchase another one, but I'm going to hang on to this for now because I love it. The Tarte DIY Brow. I don't like this. I was influenced to buy this, and it's too red. It's hard to work with. I'm not a fan of pens, I've decided. They're just not my thing. The One Size, what's this called? The Brow Kiki Micro Brow Defining Pencil. This is a really nice super microfine brow pencil. I'm going to keep that. I'm also going to keep my Kosas Brow Pop Dual Action Defining Pencil. I'm going to get rid of the e.l.f. Brow Wow. This was super red. It's just not a good color match for me. There's nothing wrong with the product itself, but you can see how like warm tone that is, and it does not look good on me. So we're going to get rid of that. I'm going to get rid of this from Kosas. This is the Air Brow Clear Lifting Treatment Gel. I was not a fan of that. This I have not used. It's just a plain clear brow mascara. I've had it before. They sent me another one for free as like a gift with purchase. It's nice. I'm going to keep it. I also have a couple of lash glues in here as well. I don't wear lashes. I have some lashes for like special occasions, so I have the glues to go with them. Let's move on. We are almost done. We have this last little guy right here. So this is going to be mascaras, I think. I think that's it. So I'm going to keep the ones that are unopened. We have the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes, the Il Makiage Black Card, my Armani Eyes to Kill. This is a sample, but this is like such a good mascara. I absolutely love that one so much. A backup of my City Beauty Beyond mascara. I am affiliated with City Beauty, and I have really been enjoying the brand. They have fantastic skincare. They don't have a whole lot of makeup products. They mostly have their mascara and then their lip glosses, which I love their lip glosses as well, but I have a backup of that. The Maybelline Firework Mascara, I'm going to get rid of this. This just did not age very well, so that's going to go bye-bye. The MAC Lash Dry Shampoo Mascara, this is really nice. I'm going to keep that one. The Wet n Wild So Defining, I'm going to keep that. My Blend Bunny and my Tower 28, I'm going to keep these as well. I won't use these. These are dried up, but I like to keep them because it's a reminder of the formulas that I love, the ones that I want to repurchase. So like these that are opened and they're in here, they're no longer any good. They're dried up, they're bad. But like I said, it's a reminder. So I'm going to keep those. I have a little sample of the Rare Beauty, again dried up, but I'm going to keep that one because I love that one. My YSL Lash Clash, this is a black one. I do have my brown one that I love. The Fenty Beauty Hella Thick, this was okay. I'm going to get rid of it. I'm going to get rid of the NARS Climax as well. I'm going to get rid of the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. I hate this mascara. I don't like it at all. It does not work for me. I have a smaller of my Lancome Idole waterproof mascara, and I also have a little sample of the primer that Lancome has as well for the lashes. I'm not a primer girly, but I have it in here, so I'm going to hang on to it. But that is going to complete everything, so I'm going to go ahead and put everything back in this drawer, and then we will close out this video. Alright y'all, so this drawer is put back together and I think we're done with the actual declutters. So let me go ahead and show y'all what I got rid of, because I got rid of quite a bit. I'm really proud of myself. I'm excited for kind of weaning out some things, passing them on to other homes, making a little bit of space in my collection. This was not a massive declutter by any means, I know that, but like I said, the goal was not to get rid of things just to get rid of things. The goal was to get rid of things I'm not going to use, things that are old, nasty, expired, things that can be passed on to somebody else who will give them all the love that they deserve in the world. But let me show you what I actually decluttered. So here I am in my sweatpants, but this is my bin full of everything that I decluttered, and look at that, y'all. That is nice and full. This is a pretty deep container, so some of this will go in the trash, some of it will get passed on, but like I said, I'm excited to have all of this gone. But that is going to, ow, if I can get my fingers out of there, that is going to complete this video, y'all. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know all of your thoughts down below. I hope this wasn't too long for you. I didn't want to do a great big huge declutter series. I feel like everybody does that and it just becomes monotonous. It becomes a little bit out of control. As much as I love watching them, I didn't want to do it. I wanted to do one fell swoop. But like I said, that's going to complete this video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I want to thank you all so much for watching my video and spending your time with me. And if you like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up before you leave. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click on that notification bell so that you can be notified of all my future posts here on my channel. I do post quite a few videos every single week and I wouldn't want you to miss one. But until my next video, have a good one. Bye.